Oh, that's...
That was the sickest burn that the audience is never going to get. Hey guys, welcome back to the Open Chest Anime Podcast. I'm your host, the Anime Collector. Joining me tonight, sequentially from left to right, is 𝙩𝙧𝙖𝙨𝙝.
Next time we're going to be top to bottom. Right.
Also with us, FDDNM, Dr. Swole, who's apparently so delayed. He took his life. The burn was too good. And Dan.
What up?
So right before we started the stream, FDM was like, I've got to tilt my monitor way back so the webcam can see my face. And I said, well, that's what happens when you've got such a long neck. So I did a speed test a second ago, and my upload speed was less than a megabit per second. So that's fantastic. I paused Dropbox, which has been lying to me about how long it would take to sync, because I'm on my new laptop here. I paused Dropbox, and things got way better, so that's good. FDM, you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm guilty.
Okay.
All charges against me, they're true.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
All right, you just made that exposed video a lot easier. Okay, so once again, we are
deny.
We're in Facebook
Never apologize.
prison, where I can't fucking upload the header, so I'll have to do it retro. Facebook just gets pissy like this sometimes.
That is a good title. Square.
Yeah.
Square.
It is. I hope you guys can see it in the actual video, so that you know what I was going for. And picture Rem crying, and now you've got the whole thing. There you go. All right, so we've got some interesting news. Number one is we're only making $19 a month. What are we, chumps? So if you guys would like to support this show, boy, we really got to get that new logo up. $12 a year would translate to $1 a month. And if everybody who watches this show did that, that'd be like $7 more a month. But it would still be worth it to me. So anyway, there's that. Also, if you want to support me, the Anime Collectors channel, meaning content that requires copious amounts of editing, and I've, just for the record, oh shit. I lost it. Where'd it go? For the Your Honor, hold on. It almost fell into the shredder. I've seen 2 movies lately, both rated R, as you can see. So Dan and I saw Mortal Kombat last night, which is partially why I am so fucking exhausted today, because I got home. My wife gave my daughter a melatonin, like a bite, just like a nibble of a melatonin gummy, before Dan came over, and my daughter was out at 5:30, and then that means okay, she falls asleep for 2 hours, and then she wakes up, and we're like, let's give her the rest of the melatonin. Then I come home from the movie at 11:45, and she's wide awake until 3 a.m. So that was fun. Anyway, yeah. So I've continued to record videos. I just can't sit down and edit them for the life of me because I've got too much going on, and I'm not making enough doing this to not have to be doing the thing that's stopping me from doing this. So if you guys would like to support and see more content, I've got about 38,000 fucking first impressions ready to be edited. So there's that. Anyway, now that I've gotten way off track, there's also Stealth Weeb, of which I still have not uploaded the newest design, even though it's done, just because I haven't taken a moment to fucking write it down, like the description for it. So go me. I'm amazing. In other news... What's up?
It's your birthday.
Yeah. So Shinsuke Kikuchi of the Kikuchi Score
Fame.
Thank you. I was like, fandom? Wait a minute. No. Yeah. So the Dragon Ball composer passed away. Now it's not Bruce Faulkner. So you don't have to worry too much. No, I'm just kidding. The Kikuchi score is good. The Faulkner score is just better. So he's worked on. He was the composer for Dragon Ball Z, Doraemon no Uta, or Doraemon
Z.
He had been undergoing treatment for aspiration pneumonia. And I didn't read enough of this. I'm not going to read more. Dragon Ball GT is in bold. Dragon Ball Kai is in bold. There you go. Tiger Mask. There you go. Uchu Patrol Hopper and Getter Robo. Also, whoa, hold up. Kikuchi's, God damn it. Kikuchi's Mr. Cookie-san. Kikuchi.
How respectful to call him Kikuchi on his deathbed.
Coochie.
On his deathbed, he's already
So
dead.
Random 11 with some obvious wisdom here. One completed video is better than 1 million videos in the works.
Shots fired.
Much agreed. Yes. So them existing in the works means I recorded them and I put the footage into a timeline in chronological order and haven't touched them since. But yeah, and that's also why my computer was going so slow before I started, because it's been telling me for the last 3 weeks or whatever it's been now. Oh yeah, your sync, it's gonna be about 2+ days, and then those 1,600,000
terabytes
files in your Dropbox are gonna be fully synced. I'm at like 295 files left, and it's just taken an eternity. Anyway, so it says here, Kikuchi's tracks were so influential on early Japanese dramas, especially period and martial arts films and TV series, that 2 of his tracks, Champion of Death, the theme song to the 1975 film of the same name starring Sonny Chiba, and Urami Bushi, a composition he wrote for the 1972 film Female Prisoner 701 Scorpion, were used in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill films. Wow. You know you've made it when Quentin Tarantino uses some of your music.
I mean, that's not insignificant.
Yeah, so especially considering that what's his name?
I mean,
The guy who did the music in Taxi Driver, it's not from Taxi Driver, but the guy who did the music in Taxi Driver, he wrote the song that is the whistle theme in the when Elle is in the nurse's outfit.
Perfect replication.
I've never heard somebody off key whistle. It was like you only had one lung. All right. Yeah. So there you go.
The twisted nerve theme.
Yes. All right. Now, in more important news, we're entering to the segment of the show that I call, "Hey, is it time for World War III yet?" Chinese embassy tweets controversial comic about U.S. democracy. This guy's a real piece of work. China starts another Twitter war, this time fanning the flames between Japan and American relations. Let me be real here. This guy's a real piece of work. Not that anything he said was a lie. In December last year, China's foreign ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian caused an uproar in Australia when he tweeted a doctored image of an Australian soldier holding a knife to the throat of an Afghan child, which came with the message, "Don't be afraid, we are coming to bring you peace." Oh, that's what it says. I was like, well, that's not what that says. I don't know. It says it down here. Don't be afraid, we're coming. So here's the thing. This is still up. What is this? Oh, I already opened it. Okay, that was for that other thing. Got it. I'm smart. Okay, yeah, so his tweet's still up. China government official, right? So continuing with this, though, he says the tweet, which came amidst an investigation into war crimes by Australian soldiers in Afghanistan and accusations against China for the imprisonment of Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps, created a rift between China and Australia relations that's yet to be mended to this day. Now it appears the Chinese embassy in Japan is out to cause another diplomatic spat between nations, this time tweeting a comic criticizing U.S. democracy. So the thing says, when the United States brings democracy. But here's the thing. When I open this tweet, it says it's not available. Too bad it's Arca. So yeah, it's this meme. And my favorite thing about this, literally, at Chinese Embassy _ Japan. A fucking verified Twitter, right? So I can't read. Is that Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Egypt, right? So I love this, though, the replies. Xi Jinping coming to the Switch, then coming to Xbox and the PlayStation, and now Steam, you know? And then, of course, the Senkaku Islands. Yeah, so there you go. Wonderful things here. So this here, the tweet shared less than a day ago contains a variation on the widely shared death knocking on doors image, which dates back to August 2013. This version shows the Grim Reaper shrouded in the flag of the United States knocking on the door of Egypt after having left the bloody doors of Afghanistan, Pakistan, Libya, or Iraq, Libya, and Syria. Back in 2013, when the image first appeared as a meme criticizing America's military involvement in other countries, Egypt was facing continued political unrest following a military coup against newly elected leader Mohamed Morsi. The exact reason why the Chinese embassy in Japan chose to share this image now to make a statement against the U.S. remains unclear, but the image has been used recently to make a statement against China's own foreign policies. Kenneth Roth, the executive director of human rights organization Human Rights Watch, shared this tweet in January of last year. Some wise words here. We shouldn't fool ourselves to think it will stay only in China, Tibet, Uyghur, Hong Kong, the world. Also, that's a spicy take on the Chinese flag.
Yeah. Accurate, but yeah.
Yes. People in Japan were shocked to see the tweet posted on the official account of the Chinese embassy saying, quote, I thought they were trying to improve relations? Or maybe these are like all questions. Is this what an embassy does? They sent out an official embassy. They sent this out on an official embassy account? Unbelievable. Is this the official view of China then? Is it okay for diplomats in a foreign country to disseminate propaganda like this on social media? So, you know, I'm calling you out, China, because last I thought about the embassy in the United States was when you guys were being filmed burning documents after the accusations of spying. So there you go. With the message on the tweet written in Japanese, it appears this was a message intended for the Japanese-speaking public. However, following the Twitter row between China and Australia, it was revealed that the inflammatory tweet in that situation may have been part of an orchestrated disinformation campaign, with over half of the Twitter accounts that shared and liked the tweet found to be fake, like most China. Like most tweets. Goddamn. I was reading Eyes of the Wolf's
all of those Chinas.
By the way, buddy, I've been listening to some of the older podcasts, and I feel like it has been ages since we talked, so I'm happy to have you here tonight. Eyes of the Wolf 101 with the immortal words of that one guy, don't trust China. China is asshole. Anyway, so while it's unclear whether this latest tweet is part of a similar campaign or if it aims to cause a diplomatic spat between Japan and the U.S., it's certainly done nothing to improve China's standing in the eyes of the world. Yeah, fuck
in
China.
the eyes of the wolf?
In the eyes of the wolf. Yeah, that's right. Oh, the U.S. embassy in Japan and government officials from the U.S. and Japan are yet to comment on the tweet, and it's unknown if they will make a statement after the China-Australia dispute only worked to further amplify the message put out by China. The U.S. Embassy in Japan did, however, retweet this tweet from Yokota Air Base, a United States Air Force and Japan Air Self-Defense Force base in western Tokyo earlier this morning. Good morning from Yokota Air Base in the Sea of Clouds. Wow. You retweeted that? What a statement. All eyes are now on Twitter to see if they will take any action against the tweet and the account that tweeted it, especially as the official account for the Chinese embassy in the U.S. has been locked by Twitter since the 9th of January. What? After a tweet referring to Uyghur women as baby-making machines was found to have violated the company's policy against dehumanization. Wouldn't it be funny if China declared war strictly because Twitter put them on timeout? Like, how fucking dare you? Twitter removed that tweet, but because account owners are required to manually delete tweets that violate its rules before the account can be unlocked, this suggests that the Chinese embassy in the U.S. is refusing to delete the tweet. It's yet to be seen whether the Chinese embassy in Japan will now find themselves in a similar situation. So I welcome you guys to the end of the world where we get in spats because of fucking Twitter drama. That could spell nuclear destruction of mankind. Great timeline. I don't know where we went wrong.
Just
I don't
because
know where
Twitter,
we would have been without this.
just because Twitter put China on notice.
On blast.
Oh, well, there you go. You guys have any pickups?
Yeah.
Let's see him long neck.
Hey, I'm gonna figure out a law that my country has that is anti-bullying, where I can sue you.
Bring it on. I don't.
That's
It's like,
right back.
it'll be. I'm suing you for defamation. It's like, ladies and gentlemen of the court, I would like to
YouTube
direct your
took down
attention
his
to.
video clearly because it violated.
I would like to direct your attention to Exhibit A. Is like, where is Exhibit A? Look closely. I've drawn the letter A on your throat. Like,
What?
it's your own neck. Go ahead.
As
and
you
do
can
your
see, it is just facts, straight facts, bro. Okay, let's see. I'm in my new setup, and
Although, according to Ricada, truth is not a viable defense against defamation in Canada. So maybe that does work against me.
all right, we got Megazone 2-3, which they actually spell out on the frickin' thing. So AC isn't full of it. I gotta say, Animego really nails just not screwing up their releases, apart from this being like really tight to get the stuff in and out.
Excuse me. What about the fucking, was it Gunsmith Cats that didn't have an end label? It just had a stupid like.
That's what I was getting to. That was what I was getting to. Is that their end label game though needs a bit of work. That's the only real major flaw, because it's not symmetrical. It's not centered.
Centered, yeah.
And I don't know. I would have centered it almost here as well. Just, I don't know. It seems a bit high.
Hold on.
But hold on. It's Riding Bean and you're like, at least it has the buff logo on it.
Yeah, so that was Riding Bean, right? It wasn't Gunsmith Cats.
Yeah, it's not.
I remember like hounding them over it. So I will say this, Reese, if you will jump the camera to me quick. Great job, Reese. I'll get it. Don't worry. Mine doesn't look nearly as off-center.
Whoa. You're right. Mine's
It
just
is off-centered.
screwed.
It is off-centered, but not. It's so insignificant.
Here, let's do a
Look at the
comparison
horseshoe.
shot.
Oh yeah, let's piss
Do
off
it live
guys.
in 4K, caught in 4K. Yeah, mine is
my-
way
My
off
color
compared
is
to yours.
so much better than yours.
I think that's just the webcam.
What if yours was actually like they ran out of ink and they're like, it's going to Canada, fuck them. You know?
Well, mine did have that issue where the corner was flipped over. My frickin' cam doesn't want to zoom. It doesn't want to focus. Now, this corner was flipped over, but I took the liberty of flipping it back. It's not a big deal. But I wonder if this was just completely defective and they're just like, his money isn't even worth anything. But yeah, how was it that off-centered? Well, either way, I would have thought it should have been slightly down. I don't know
All
why.
the other ones were great. I wonder if I wonder if the guy who makes Megazone 2-3, like the other ones were all done by Kenichi Sonoda, and he's a professional. Maybe the Megazone 2-3 guy's like, I don't know how to use computers. Just put my painting up and then add some text.
Did they commission new art, or is that like some?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying
release?
Is like, if Kenichi Sonoda actually did the art for the print document, where like he actually lined it up properly and stuff, but the new guy didn't. I don't know. Anyway, all right, is that your soul pickup?
Yes, that is
All right.
my soul pickup. Also,
we gotta put a green screen behind you to make our thumbnails easier. All right, so I've got a pickup that basically when you finally order something that RHYS stuff is like, oh, thank God he's got like a million things that haven't shipped yet because of the pre-orders this idiot keeps ordering. So why do I get the feeling all of these are going to have a Blu-ray that I should have gotten instead?
Recently is probably going to get a Blu-ray. That's assuming that. Well, I'm assuming that's why it was going out of stock, out of print. I don't know. Freaking.
I legitimately don't recall most of these.
I'm seeing a trend with Random 11. He says Gunsmith Cats is good. Otaku no Videos is good. Megazone is not centered, but it's better than Footnums. Just like how his Korra was allegedly better than Footnums. Or at least that was his goal, to get one that was better than mine.
Okay.
What the hell is that?
All right.
That
no wonder this was
Bofuri
so
maxed
big.
out its defense.
Okay. Yeah, it did, because considering my finger just went through it. So, anyway, okay. So recently my sister is Unusual. Crunchyroll Discotheque release. That
right.
Crunchyroll logo is definitely centered. They couldn't have made that any better, for sure. That will definitely not bother me for the remainder of my life.
It won't, because you'll get the Blu-ray that comes out.
Better encode of this. This didn't come out on Blu-ray, right?
I think it might have.
From Disc Tech.
Disc Tech?
DSCTEK.
Was it Fatal Fury?
Animated
Furry
Entertainment
movie?
System.
Fatal Furry movie?
Oof. Let's see. Were there any more DVDs in here? Boy, this one got raped. Okay. Never mind. Okay. So
Fatal Fury, the movie Blu-ray. In fact, they actually had OVA. Oh, that's the DVD only. They never re-released that.
So Submarine Super 99. I'm sorry, 99.
Who says it's not 99? You just assumed the number
Apparently
status.
EPO Part 2 didn't come out yet, because that one must still be tied up with pre-order things. But Strike the Blood. All of these are like, oh, we're going out of print. Might as well get us now. I was like, well, all right. Arpeggio of Blue Steel. By the way, Golden Kamui Season 1, which only came with a limited edition. Boy, am I glad I bought that thing, because that Amazon listing is stupid. Arpeggio of Blue Steel. And then...
All of these combo pack releases never got discounted, in my experience.
So if you're wondering what the thing I bought was in order to get all of the things that were tied up from pre-orders to finally actually ship, it was Kaiji, because of the watch clubifying. Yeah. It's wank off for me. And then that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Season 1, Part 2.
No, you screwed up. You didn't get the limited edition.
I think I did, actually. I don't know why this came instead. I have to double check.
I think you do have the limited edition box.
Yeah, see, this is Season 1, Part 2. So
yeah,
the limited edition...
the limited edition was Season 1, Part 2.
So I should have bought Season 1, Part 1, is what you're telling me.
Probably.
Okay, yeah.
Unless you already have them.
I don't remember. But these are all expendable. So, and then Bofuri, this was the other thing I just wanted to have. My defense, but I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Yeah, it's enormous, right? It's because for some reason, Funimation... Why? Why did they attach this other thing on here? Just
Instead of just making a large box.
I needed that. I needed a gaming enormous ass mouse pad thing. Yeah.
Oh, were they actually going to give you something like that? That's kind of neat.
Gaming playmat, 80-page art book, 6 art cards, and a sticker. Shit, man, that sticker. So happy I got that.
I'm going to stick that on my new
because I am
MacBook.
7 or 3, like my kids, and that's crack to me to have a sticker. Don't let my kids near those because they'll put it on my computer. Speaking from my other laptop here, having all these stickers on it.
Man, if we could get John Kleckner on the podcast, I could not help but roast him over all of the crap that they put in limited editions. Is like stickers. Don't really want these for real. It's a collector's item.
If we ever got him on the podcast, it would have to be in a situation where I was back in a place where I had my entire backdrop. And we just get a bunch of collectors on the show off there.
You have to prove to him that you're
like we're so Mr. Kleckner, you release a lot of collector's editions. I think you'd agree that you're talking to a bunch of collectors. We're here to tell you, stop with the bullshit. We don't want this crap. You know?
I feel like he'd just instantly leave the moment we pull that out.
Oh, anyway, all right. So
I think he wouldn't be the one to yell at in particular. I mean, he was that's not really. I mean, I just pay them to do stuff. You know, it's like.
Well, yes.
I mean, yeah, but
he's basically the executive producer.
Like you're yelling at the wrong person, kind of thing.
Maybe,
yeah,
but
we're not going to actually yell at him. Jesus.
This is all in theory. So quick, Random 11 says Riding Bean is in the mail. Are you mixing that up with Wings of Bean by any chance?
Oh no!
Don't
bring this up.
That's nice.
YouTube.com/𝙥𝙬𝙚. My contractual obligation has been fulfilled.
Pre-order Revenge of the Shogun Women on 3D Blu-ray.
I'm trying to read. I occasionally I go into this mode where I just forget chat is a thing. Whoa, we a burger. Hey, buddy. Oh, okay. May I interest you in a single five-ish? Yes, you may. I will take that. Thank you for that. Also, I posted the link in the guest channel if you are interested in joining us. Anyway, Riding Bean, very nice. Good to hear it. We should do a watch club of Guns with Cats when the new series comes out. Anyway, yeah, so this has 39 hours to go. Yeah, so there you go, 39 hours. And Girl from the Other Side has 5 days.
Has $1 billion.
26 days left on Maddox 01. And
AKA Metal Skin Condom.
Met its goal in 42 minutes, which is a new record from the previous record also set by Animego for Riding Bean. And Riding Bean was for $30,000.
Wow.
So, hot damn. I think it was 70 minutes for Riding Bean.
I think Animego's just got such a good reputation at this point.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like of course the new Shinkai movies are getting more views than the last Shinkai movies because they've got the last one to build on, you know, audience wise.
Yeah, because I've never even heard of this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: I've never seen it, but I own it on DVD in a sealed copy that I've until now not opened.
Oh, does that mean that it has a dub that we're gonna get in HD?
I think it does.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Anyway.
Speaking of which, the dub is 5.1 on Megazone 2.3, so that's cool.
Sweet. So, wow, ads. That's a big yuck for me. And then turn those back off. Evangelion creator Hideaki Anno wants to make a live-action Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind. You know, director of such classics as Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, and Shin Kamen Rider.
I wonder if it'll be based off of the poster for the English release of Nausicaa.
People be called Shin Nausicaa.
Well, that's what that was the joke. But okay. So Hideaki Anno animated the sequence at the ending of Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind, where the where they awaken the Titan, and it like has like that beam shoot out of its mouth, right? So he worked on this, and he's interested in adapting the rest of the manga in a live action form. Actually, he was originally interested in doing an anime of it, but Miyazaki just doesn't care about Nausicaa, doesn't really want anybody to do it. So anyway, the title of this was Evangelion creator Hideaki Anno wants to make a live-action Nausicaa the Valley of the Wind. Ghibli producer Toshio Suzuki nixes live-action Nausicaa rumors. So effectively, he was on a thing, and these are both articles are covering the same thing. They just phrased it in a way to clickbait you on the last one. So they were talking to him about how on this talk show about how a longtime fan of Studio Ghibli mentioned that he'd heard that director Takashi Yamazaki from Always Sunset on 3rd Street had expressed an interest in adapting Nausicaa into a live-action film, and Suzuki confirmed that he'd been in contact with Yamazaki, but the Suzuki had turned Yamazaki down, and that he'd also had to say no to Shin Godzilla director Hideaki Anno. Seriously, why would you just say Shin Gojira? Why fucking Ava, like creator Evangelion? When I'm Young commented that everyone wants to make a live action version of Nausicaa, Suzuki responded with a wry smile that the only person who doesn't is Miyazaki. Because he's saying no to everybody.
I posted there's a link on Amazon where you can buy the poster I was referring to.
Is this Warriors of the Wind?
The Warriors of the Wind poster. Yeah. So in case people didn't get the joke, that's what I was.
Yeah, so Warriors of the Wind, they released it over here, and they had edited it so significantly that when Miramax got access to Princess Mononoke, Miyazaki sent them a crate from Japan that contained a katana with a message attached to it that said "no cuts" as a threat to Miramax. I think it was actually he sent it to Harvey Weinstein with that threat: "no cuts." Anyway, a band of young warriors on the wings of their greatest challenge.
Overcoming themselves.
Literally, just this looks like it's from Nausicaa, and even that is almost not correct. You know,
I mean, considering that that's the only character that actually is in the movie.
Actually, no, this kind of looks like the character I was referring to that Anno animated.
Oh, the Titan was disintegrating or whatever it was, degrading.
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly. Anyway, so here's the thing, though. In this article, it says, I had to, this is literally the entire reason I'm sharing this. Suzuki has spoken before about Miyazaki repeatedly shooting down offers, right? Blah, blah, blah. Anno, Miyazaki will again want to be okay, so you're talking about the fact that the only time Miyazaki has ever said yes to an adaptation of the full version of Nausicaa was in the case of the Kabuki play, right? And his one stipulation was, I don't want to be involved at all, right? That was his one thing that he told them. So they said here, Miyazaki will, it says, it's likely that if a live-action Nausicaa movie ever happens, Miyazaki will again want to be completely uninvolved. And it's doubtful there's anyone other than Anno that he'd feel comfortable handing over the reins to, if he ever hands them over at all. And Miyazaki does sort of owe Anno after breaking his Walkman, right? Uh-huh. So I saw this other article that I thought was like, let's talk about this one. I read it right before the show, and I'm not going to bore you with it because it is not fantastic, but Evangelion director calls Hayao Miyazaki geezer in anime commentary. He says he broke his Walkman. So, Reese, you'd be the one to know the answer to this. Are there Japanese commentaries on any of the releases for Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind?
I don't own that movie whatsoever, so I would not be able to answer that question.
Well, the reason I ask is because apparently, so normally in a Japanese commentary, they are very reserved, right? Just like the Japanese ought to be, where they don't really They don't really stir the pot. They don't say negative things about people, whatever. Apparently, in the Nausicaa one, Anno's just shitting all over every decision that Miyazaki made for the movie constantly until the fox squirrel comes up and he's like, "Oh, it's so cute!" Right? It's like a break of character from his anger. But anyway, they talk about it. Says, so he said, when we were making Nausicaa, Miya-san, that's what he calls Miyazaki, on his own, decided to borrow my cassette tape player. And he kept playing the same exact music on it every single day. Then, when the tape got stretched out and tangled up so that you couldn't open the player's cover anymore, he said, "It's broken, so I'll give it back to you." He's a really mean old guy. Anyway, so that's the story.
Apparently the the 𝙥𝙬𝙘𝙚 release says new audio commentary with animator Hideaki Anno and assistant director Kazuyoshi Katayama.
That's the one. That's the one. So it's probably new to America.
So you're saying
also this was also interesting. I didn't know this. I think we've already covered this before, but I forgot about it. It says here, it's important to note that despite Anno's acerbic grumbling, he and Miyazaki have a well-known, long-standing friendship. Miyazaki, who rarely has a kind word to say about Japanese animators other than himself, has openly praised Anno in the past, and also personally picked Anno to voice the lead character in The Wind Rises, which is supposed to be Miyazaki's last film, though in his typical style, he didn't stick to his retirement plans. So I didn't know that Anno actually voiced the main character in The Wind Rises, which I never watched in Japanese.
But what is it? Damn it, I was going to say a thing.
Was it about Nausicaa?
It could have been. Maybe it was that Lady Asuka. So Asuka's name is Oscar?
Yes.
There you go.
So, if you, this is a topic for another time.
I remember the thing I was going to say. So you're saying there's actually a reason to get the 𝙥𝙬𝙘𝙚 version?
Yes. I love how your brain did a search. It's like, I don't remember. Quick, say something. Yeah. So Asuka, right?
Well, that was the thing that I hadn't thought in passing, and I'm like, couldn't have been that, but I might as well just say it. By the way, for the new logo, what did I have to change for it? I'm adding Reese's eyeball.
I was referring to the one that's sitting next to me that I haven't sent to Kenichi Sonoda yet because I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, what about our intermediary one?
This one, yeah. This is a topic for another time. Let's keep moving. Anyway,
I'm working on it right now. I can do it and give us a good temporary one. So Reese's eyeball, and what was the other thing? Reese's
eyeball and whatever else feels appropriate. Weeberg says my absence has been due to interest. Has been due to interest in comics lately. Haven't had much to say about anime. I'm surprised there's anything interesting going on in comics.
Traitor.
As long as it's not called Warriors of the Wind, or referring to the live action. Also, just want to say YouTube would not let me send the original hyper
chat
that just said "sup chimps." What?
It's probably because if you get rid of UPCH, it has another word. Hey, now we're banned.
We've been banned for so long. This is a figment of your imagination. All right, here we go, guys. So, did you know that Yasuke came out? Learn the ways of a samurai with Netflix's Yasuke anime opening.
Something tells me that is not accurate.
Well, so here's the thing. It's based on the real black samurai Yasuke.
Yeah.
And his fight in mechs against aliens. So
with magic.
Well,
or whatever.
There was
magic. Yeah.
Supposedly a black samurai kind of. Actually, no, what? I don't even know if he was a samurai. He served Nobunaga or something like that.
Yeah, so the full extent of
whether or not he was a samurai or not is kind of that might just be
seriously, the full extent of what we know about this guy is that he may have existed. Right? And then And look, I'm not saying that it's impossible. In fact, I don't even think he's probably not even the only one. Because we know there were several French samurai. I don't think it's unlikely at all that there were more than one.
We know Tom Cruise was the last white samurai.
Well, thank you for stealing the thunder of my joke. But so the opening here, the anime opening, it's by Flying Lotus, and apparently
French
Flying
samurai.
Lotus.
Are you kidding me? Man, the samurai don't surrender. French surrender all the time. There can't be any French samurai.
Oh, that's good.
I call BS on that one.
So Flying Lotus changed their name to Yasuke, right, to promote it. Yasuke Season 1 and soundtrack out now. Almost forgot how toxic anime fans can be. Some of y'all act like I drew the entire show too, right? So anyway, the comments are quite charming. Oh man, a lot of them have gotten buried actually. Let's see. Where was it? Ignore them. As a black person in America that loves anime, I loved it all. I was so proud. And the soundtrack was God level, which almost sounds sarcastic when you spell it that way. Anyone that says different is just edgy, or however that's pronounced. So I think it's funny. It tickled me, the concept of, like, if I were to read this differently, like read this from a white person perspective, ignore them. As a white person in America that loves samurai films, I loved The Last Samurai. Tom Cruise is the greatest samurai of all. Like it kind of, once you sort of put it in that perspective, you're like, yeah, that is kind of weird. I was just kind of thinking, actually, there's more to here. I don't look. I want to say something real quick. I've sort of had a little bit of a change of heart on LaShawn Thomas. I still think that it's disgusting that companies and quote unquote fans continue to prop him up for his sole admirable trait of just being black. But I do think that even though let me put it this way. Has he directed any anime that isn't about black people primarily?
No.
I don't think he has.
Anime.
Well, like the things that they call anime.
What is he known for? It's just those two things,
Isn't
right?
it like
The Cannon Busters and now Yasuke?
Yasuke, and I think some other stuff. But what I'm getting at here is, like, it's effectively what it is blaxploitation. But you know what? There's an audience for that, and I'm kind of okay with the fact. Like, I've never argued that it shouldn't exist. I've only argued that if I were him, I would be really irritated that people treat my art as the way that they do. But you know what? After thinking about it, honestly, I don't think he cares. I don't think he has to care anymore. Like, I really started to come around on the feeling of
bills at night.
As long as he gets paychecks, he can deposit.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, like, some people made crappy blaxploitation films, or I can't think of anybody off the top. Like fucking what's his name? The guy from Toxic Avenger, or Uwe Boll, for example. Uwe Boll, although got a real soft spot in my heart for Uwe Boll, but Uwe Boll makes a bunch of trash films, or who's another good example? Just somebody who just keeps making shit.
Adam Sandler.
Maybe Michael Bay. You know, again, I don't think he's as bad as people talk him out to be, but you just kind of think about it from that perspective, and it sort of reframes it in a way where it's like, you know what, I would be offended if I were him because I have like a little bit more pride in my art, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Anyway,
all I know is the only good Uwe Boll movie I saw was his Postal movie. That actually was a legitimately good movie.
I'm trying to remember the name. This is like literally, if you take the stereotypes of different cultures and stuff, this is the worst possible thing for me to say right now. But my favorite Uwe Boll film is I think it's called Rampage.
Oh yeah, Rampage.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Hold on, I'm just trying not to sign into IMDb Pro. Let me look it up real quick.
No, but the
Dweboll, is that how you spell his name? Yep.
In his Postal movie, he actually has a cameo appearance.
Oh, I'm sure he's actually been in a lot of his films.
Well, yeah, probably so. But in this one, it's like he's like playing himself, giving an interview, and there's like, oh well, they say that I fund all my movies with stolen Nazi gold, and what can I say? It's true.
I don't think it's definitely. Oh wait, no, he made a sequel to Rampage. He made a Rampage Capital Punishment. I see this fucking the White House back there. So let me find it real quick to make sure that it is the movie I'm thinking of. Boy, he's done a lot of zombie films I've never heard of. He single-handedly made me not want to play. He single-handedly made me
trash
not
movies
want
and
to play
exploits black people.
Blood
You
Rain.
must be talking about Disney. Boy, that's the truth.
There you go. Yeah. So, fuck, where's Rampage? How long ago was that movie?
You're not talking about the adaptation of the video game.
No. I'm trying to get a picture of it. Oh, here it is. I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So this is the poster. And this is the guy who looks like this is it. Who looks like Tesla guy, Elon Musk, right? Yeah, it's a movie about a white mass shooter who gets away with it. It's like the whole movie, you're watching it and you're like, it's just the most surreal thing because he plans his mass shooting and he plans a way for his friend to be the one who gets in trouble for it. And the plan goes flawlessly. And it's like you get to the end of the movie and you're like, fuck, I can't believe he got away with that. And I'm kind of proud of him for doing anyway, it's I don't know. I'd have to see the movie again. It's been many, many years. I just remember going through the rest of the movie and being like, fuck, dude. Jesus. Anyway, now we got to see the sequel, apparently. But yeah, you know what? Look, I'm going to say this. I still want to see this movie. I'm sorry, this show. I don't think the show itself actually looks bad. If I scrub through here, excellent artistic,
This is done by Mappa, isn't it?
No, it's done by LaShawn Thomas.
Was it Mappa or Madhouse? It might be Mappa.
I think it's Mappa.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so it looks great. I do think LaShawn Thomas is a net negative on a movie or a show. But whatever. Anyway, I don't know. Didn't mean to harp on that for too long, but
I mean, like I said, he finally sent me the thing that I paid for. So
right. So it's funny that also came up recently, and Lindsay Loveridge, in the most cuntish way, said, "Y'all acting like if you didn't get your precious disc that it wasn't worth the show getting made." Yes, bitch. Yes.
That was the point of backing it in the first place.
I didn't even want it to be a thing. I just wanted the disc.
Yeah. If you just wanted the digital, we would have just got the digital.
You know what? Again, though, good on LaShawn Thomas for seeing that through. Like, for real, honestly. Even though I think that it's real sucky of not him, not sucky of him. It's sucky of the groups that are promoting his work based off of his race rather than its merit. It's sucky of them. It's sucky of Netflix. It's sucky of Crunchyroll. It's sucky of them. But good,
you know what? Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. That doesn't entirely absolve him because he could say. I mean, I know he's getting money and whatnot, and so he probably doesn't care, like you said. But he could say, "Hey, you know what? I actually have talent here. Can we look beyond the skin tone?" But the fact of the matter is, he doesn't. So that means he's playing.
I don't know. you know, and I have never talked to the guy personally. Maybe this does bother him, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, you know what? I got
paycheck's a paycheck.
Yeah. But
I mean,
I will say, and he also could have just fucked off and not delivered the Kickstarter.
That is true.
And saw it through. So you know what? No matter anything I say that comes across negative about the guy, there will always be that hint of, you know, that little twinkle there of respect for him for actually seeing through to that. So,
well,
my hats off to you on that.
For at least doing the decent human being thing in that instant.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's, yeah, for sure. It's good that he actually followed through with it. But much like how Apple will add a feature that, you know, should have been there in the first place, I'm not going to give him credit for doing the thing he should have done in the first place, you know?
Sure. Well, okay. I mean, touche. Yeah, fuck it. No. Considering I've hardly watched anything he's done, honestly, that's the thing that irritates me the most about this is he might actually
we know
be great.
So much about him and nothing about what he actually has done.
No, but I don't know anything about him other than that it irritates me when people use his race to promote stuff. The same way that fucking High Guardian Spice might be great if you didn't poison the well by promoting it. Our all-female writing crew.
Even though the one identifies as a guy,
and one turtle who wrote this story.
Wasn't the director like, I'm transitioning to a guy or whatever? It's like, well, that's not female then by your standards. So I don't know why you're boasting all female.
No wonder we still haven't gotten it.
They had an infighting of you're not actually part of one of us.
All right, moving on from this, Netflix's virtual YouTuber formally introduces herself. So,
that is kind of cute. I will give him that.
Enko, what was her name? Enko May Kurono. So we talked about this.
May Kurono.
We talked about this in the last podcast, and we wondered, will she speak English or Japanese? Can you guys guess?
Yes.
Yes.
Korean.
Bilingual, English and Japanese.
I guessed that last time. I said, what if they made an audio
You
track?
win! Oh, I love this. I have to read this. I have to read this just for you, FDM. Netflix has finally unveiled the introductory video for its appropriately satanic sheep YouTuber mascot and co-maker.
Come on. Oh, come on, that actually is kind of cute. Give him credit for that.
It's a cute satanic goat.
We could just call her N-Chan.
It was designed by Dead or Alive 6 concept designer Fubuki is said to be the creator for 2D design, while an individual named Tumidango produced her 3D model.
I don't believe it because you'd think the titties would be a lot bigger and jigglier.
Well, that's probably contractual.
This was Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix, so it's probably contractual.
But that would be female empowerment
restrictions.
No, Netflix is all about. No, Netflix is all about. No, you haven't been paying attention. If you pay attention to the woke crowd, the most feminine you can possibly get is to just be a man.
Hold on, back up for a second.
In terrible news, okay, backing up.
Am I the only one for some reason I'm seeing her in like a uniform, like the Nazi uniform, like the black and then the red?
Well, I didn't want to say it, but
I didn't see that. But
she looks like, to me, she kind of looks like a nun and a maid.
Someone make an edit now of Otzi coming after the end when she makes it.
Like looking at it from like 2 feet away from my monitor, it looks black and white with red, and just like that's for some reason that's just like the image that goes in my head.
Well, she is putting a giant N.
Do we want to show that?
No, it looks like there's like red ends on her skirt or whatever.
Yeah, there are. She's got red ends on her skirt and a black end in her hair. Look,
yeah, okay.
I don't know. I'm not gonna harp. I haven't watched the video. It could be cringe for all I know. But
cringe,
character design doesn't look bad to me. It's cute. It's fine.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I realize I should continue reading here. So the appropriately satanic sheep VTuber mascot serving as yet another advertisement for Netflix's many shows, but also ensuring VTuber fanatics that she'll also stream games, do karaoke, and collaborate with other 2D avatars.
And get copyright takedown notices when they play the developer's game without the consent.
Nah, this is backed by Netflix. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, she's gonna play Minecraft story mode in all the games that are on Netflix. Enko's introductory video, where she informs the masses she is fluent in English and Japanese, and reveals she is actually an employee at Netflix who suspiciously has, quote, meetings with offices around the world and makes various adjustments to work to make the anime even more appealing. So if you wondered who had the blood on their hands for Tanjiro's Hanafuda earrings, it's this sheep right here.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Well, no, this is a character. The person responsible for that is some person in a suit.
The voice actor. Anyway, so in terrible news, VTuber Pecora, right? Remember this girl? Mm-hmm. The lookalike is going to be removed from How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega Episode 2. The production committee consulted with Cover Corp on how to proceed. Daryl Harding, amazing. First sentence of the article, couldn't do it right.
Good.
It seems the doppelganger of HoloLive VTuber Usada Pecora in Episode 2 of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega is no more. Last night, the production committee for Demon Lord posted a statement to Twitter. I like how we went from Satan Sheep to Demon Lord. To Twitter, confirming the resemblance between Pecora and the Ashen Pecora, and had spoken to Cover Corp, the parent company of HoloLive, on their next steps. 2 weeks ago, keen viewers of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega and fans of the VTuber Pecora noticed a very familiar-looking bunny in the background of an establishing shot of a new town. Going to Twitter to express their surprise, this quickly gained the attention of the Manic Rabbit herself, who tweeted about it and talked about it on stream, saying that it obviously wasn't her, but maybe a subspecies.
That sounds like she endorses it. Why did they remove that?
The lookalike was quickly dubbed Ashen Pecora, because if fucking China can get away, because HoloLive's Chinese, right?
I think. Well, I don't know. I know they have a representation in China. So
So if they can get away with forcing you to shell out money or get rid of the thing, then they're going to. 2 weeks ago, keen viewers, where was I? The lookalike was quickly dubbed Ashen Pecora due to the hair color. Pecora also mentioned she is available for any anime work, even if it's just her saying Pecco. Okay. Well, sounds like she's putting herself out there. It'd be funny if they remove. What if they legitimately?
I mean, it was probably just an homage. I mean,
well, hold on. Yeah. What if they legitimately remove the lookalike and put in the real thing for the Blu-ray?
I mean, that would be a nice twist.
That'd be. I mean, it would be better, but nobody got mad about it.
So hold on, it's an NPC that's just on a passing by shot, and that's it. Is that
it's so funny? The Blu-ray comes out, and she's now gone. The window's now empty, but all the other background characters are other VTubers.
I mean, gone are the days where you could have like the
nice thing
South Korean talk show host get turned into a zombie and had his head blown off. That was High School of the Dead.
Like,
see, that's the thing, though.
Well, there was like a slight controversy because there was a scene where
was it a real person they were representing?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was. They modeled the zombie to vaguely resemble some South Korean. I don't know if he was a talk show host or a politician, but he had said something he was very critical of Japan. So
they got back at him.
Kind of like put a zombie of his likeness in the show and blew his head off.
So they Snoop Dogg clown shooting Trump is what they did. So I think that's a little different, but Japan is weird about the fact that homage is like, you didn't get permission, well, we're going to shut you down, bitch,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Unless they don't.
So here's a statement. Here's a statement from them. It says, well, at least the relevant excerpt, according to Crunchyroll, it says, in response to your comments, we immediately confirmed the facts of the production process and reported the situation to the management company of HoloLive Cover Corp and consulted with them on regarding how to proceed with the situation. Daryl, how did you just copy and paste that when you put your stupid how to twice? Anyway, Cover Corp understood the situation, and as a result of discussions, we will continue to make corrections to the animation going forward, as well as replace the character in question with a new one for rebroadcast and other uses in the future. It seems that Ashen Pecora is no
It doesn't matter. There's no harm.
No.
Right.
There's
Seriously.
no financial damages
It's
or
not.
anything.
It's not the same character.
It's amazing how literally it actually benefits them for the little Easter egg. You know, oh, I heard that this character is a VTuber. Oh, let's check her out.
Yeah.
Right? Does anybody say, fuck,
even though it's not.
off of Summon of Demon Lord Season 2 so much, I will never watch anything related to it again, including that stupid VTuber. God, I hope she burns in hell. Nobody says that. Right? This is absurd.
I mean, only like half a second.
Okay, I really
half a second.
Back on the chat here. Sorry. Okay, so yes, I have to acknowledge. I know you guys already brought it up. So first of all, yes, Lloyd Kaufman was who I was thinking of. Right? Turns out a bunch of shit. It's never any good, but he just keeps doing it. Right? Clearly, there's no artistic merit there. Someone who makes trash movies and exploits black people. You know, she's talking about Disney, of course. And then this part: Netflix supports womics and not women. Very good.
Oh, right.
Pain.
Wait, hold on. Twitch did their thing, Wimixin or whatever, and they're like, regrettably, we have to change it because we had a lot of people say that was transphobic or whatever.
I think the appeal of most of the VTubers is their personality and how entertaining they are. The character design is nice, but some of the funniest Let's Plays I've seen are VTubers. Yeah, I mean, sure. So, what's his name? Cody Beyer had an excellent breakdown on why VTubers represent the ultimate in meritocracy. Because if you can't, like, there's so many of them, and if you can't hook the audience past just the, oh, look at me kind of thing, then they're going to leave, you know? But,
yeah.
Okay.
It seems that Ashen Pecora is no more, blah, blah, blah. Broadcast is time for anime studios to go back and polish up some of the anime for a Blu-ray release. So it seems like this has just been put onto the task list for the future releases of the episode. Cover Corp's Twitter account retweeted the statement for the Demon Lord Twitter account. The production committee expressed their sincere gratitude to Cover Corp for their understanding and apologized to both Cover Corp and fans for any concerns this may have caused. So who wants to start a change.org petition to submit to HoloLive or Cover Corp to get more VTubers in the background of this shot?
Moving on.
I'm sorry, I was looking at my mouse. I'm like, why can't I click on this? I was on the wrong screen. Okay, so Naoki Urasawa is launching an official YouTube channel. There you go.
He's a VTuber now.
He's a VTuber. Hooray! Naoki Urasawa, creator of Monster and Master Keaton. Crunchyroll adds Nyanpire, the vampire cat, to anime catalog. Now, I don't know why.
Soon to be licensed by Discotech.
I'm not sure if this is actually a cross or this is his weird penis.
The answer is yes.
Also, it's written in fucking Comic Sans, so I'm going to get out here. Space Battle rages in Knights of Sidonia theatrical anime film opening, so you can watch the first, 4 minutes right here. There you go.
Is this
That's for
continuing the show, or is it just
I think it's a recap, but I'm not sure. I do believe there is a continuation
in the works.
On. Yeah. So Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 exceeds 8 billion yen at the Japanese box office in under 2 months. And it continues to be the highest grossing Eva film of all time. Well, Jesus. I didn't see that coming. I thought Death and Rebirth was right up on its heels. You know, I thought for sure it was going to overtake it. I can't believe that it didn't. What kind of statement is that? Daryl Harding again. Admits only. Oh yeah. So VTubers inherently need to have a personality to be successful, unlike many in the just chatting section of Twitch. You talking about the hot tub girls?
Yeah.
They'd fall in the category.
Okay, so Demon Slayer Mugen Train topples Spirited Away to become the highest-grossing anime film worldwide.
Didn't it already do that?
So did we cover this last podcast? Because it was the day of last podcast, but I didn't think we actually said it. So it toppled it in Japan. This is now worldwide.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably where the disconnect was. Anyway, more importantly, Demon Slayer Mugen Train is about to do something no Japanese movie has done in the U.S. in over 20 years. Not suck. I'm just kidding. Demon Slayer, it did. Whatever. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba rolls on to its latest success. As 2020 wound down, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Train, became the highest-grossing movie of all time in Japan. While it's unlikely to repeat that feat in the U.S., the anime film is still poised for an incredible achievement in America. Hold on, I'm going to turn off my night shift. Boom!
Boy, that would really stick it to Disney,
wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Overtakes Avengers Endgame.
Actually,
during COVID,
the highest.
No, I think Avengers overtook it. Avatar.
Maybe it did.
See, they put it back in theaters with a couple extra minutes of footage, literally just to boost the sales to get it over Avatar, is what I remember. Yeah. Anyway, so North American box office projections for last weekend are showing a little over 6.42 million in ticket sales from Mugen Train. Not only is that more... Okay. I'm gonna, can I be real with you guys? I wouldn't be such a grammar Nazi if it weren't for the journalists. You made me this. Not only is that more than the live action Mortal Kombat's projected 6.24 million, it's more than any other movie currently playing, making Mugen Train the #1 movie in North America last weekend. This will be only the second time ever for a Japanese movie to claim the #1 weekend ranking for North America. And the first time it's happened in more than 20 years. And no, the first film from Japan to take the top spot wasn't a special screening of Rashomon or Seven Samurai, but Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. Not to take anything away from the Pokemon franchise, but Mugen Train winning the weekend will be arguably the more impressive accomplishment, since it'll be doing so with an added degree of difficulty. Pokemon's constant kid-friendliness means it can always rely on parents bringing their kids to the theater for some wholesome fun, with revenue pumped up even more since mom and dad need to buy tickets of their own too. Mugen Train, though, has been given an R rating for its U.S. release, something that even many live-action Hollywood films try to avoid out of fear it'll negatively impact their ticket sale potential. But just as they've overcome harsh trials within the world of Demon Slayer, Tanjiro and his companions are showing that no challenge is too big for them. Seriously. And any time you're in a group that basically consists of just you and Pikachu, it's a sign that people really, really like you. Hey, Green Line. I see that teal color comment in the corner. The problem I have with shows like this is that they never turn out that great. They always feel empty, and it doesn't feel like anime. Yasuke. Oh, okay. I was going to say, yes, agreed wholeheartedly. But I would also say the same about Afro Samurai. Although that one actually did kind of come full circle and at least go somewhere. But then they just continued it and they shouldn't have. And then everything. Now it's all shit. Yeah. So I was going to say, but there are no movies in theaters right
That's
now.
what I was going to say. That what competition does it have?
Dan and I went to the movies for like the last 2 weekends in a row now, right? And it was funny because when we saw Mortal Kombat, the trailer started, and it was the same trailers we saw when we were in Demon Slayer. And Dan's like, "Watch, the next trailer is going to be for Mortal Kombat," while we're watching Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god!
Because there were so few trailers to go around.
Well, it wasn't, but
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious.
it would have been.
Anyway.
That'd be a surreal experience watching.
And also, I'm pretty sure that parents are taking their kids to Demon Slayer.
Well, yeah.
I don't know why this movie's rated R.
I don't know either.
Well, that's why the parents are taking their kids, because they know it's not rated R.
I mean, PG-13 at best.
Yeah,
PG-R.
PG-13 for sure, not R.
It had some gory moments, I guess, but that's, I mean,
Yeah.
it was like cartoon gory, you know?
Nothing worse than what's in the series, and that's TV-14.
I mean, I remember a guy got an arm all the way through him and died. So, like,
Oh no!
That's true.
it's like rated R because
was
a kid
badass
gets choked. That's right.
because a kid gets.
Amber.
Oh yeah.
The girl. It's a girl too, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
But I would argue she doesn't die.
What's this character's name again, Reese? The Fire Ashura?
Oh,
Red Goku?
Goku?
That's him? Ren Goku, right? Yeah, I love FDDNM, your comment when we were doing the watch club, and you were like, when it got to the end, I saw that guy, and I knew he was on the trailer or the poster for Mugen Train. I'm like, that's the traitor!
and it's like, no.
Wait, is he actually the traitor? Like,
No.
I mean, if he was,
I thought he was the villain.
Control.
I thought he looked like the villain or whatever, but then you see him in the show. I'm like, the hell's going on? Why is he so prominent on the poster? Then he's like nothing in the show.
Because he's badass in the movie.
Well, they really
the
make you think that.
Well,
This is the character that was the...
and I think, did we not have this conversation, Brad? Tell me, because I mean. Yeah, he was featured prominently in the advertisements and whatnot, making you think he'd be central to the movie. But he really didn't play that big of a role, at least not till the very end.
No.
Right.
I mean, he was in the movie, sure. It's just like he didn't really like shine.
And in true Demon Slayer fashion, they made very sure to give me his backstory right before.
Really? Great. You mean a death flag?
So I got a question while we're on the topic of Demon Slayer. Are we going to cover the movie Mugen Train for a watch club, even though you're doing the first?
That would be incest. So according to Brad's rules, no.
That's right. Because we're gonna have to do it if we're gonna do season 2.
Right. Which just means that so the actual first impressions for it will not be difficult the way that like the other ones have been, because I saw other movies with Duo and we're constantly referencing other shows and stuff that require me to go get the footage and everything. The only thing that'll make it difficult is finding the time to actually sit down and do it. The recording itself went decently okay, and I've already got the cam rip of the movie that I can start with.
You're not gonna use that HD PlayStation Store rip that's online now.
Well, yeah, I will, but only for the original edit. I'm going to use the Blu-ray footage. I'm just going to get it ready with the
placeholder.
Anyway, yeah, I did that with fucking Two Heroes. That was a pain in the ass. Anyway, so continuing. Experimental anime film Cherry and Virgin announced for 2022.
That sounds very wholesome.
Yeah, so it looks kind of weird because one of the characters exists in a manga. It's like the fucking Take on Me. Like the Aha song Take on Me, where the music video. Right, I'm in manga. Well, I'm the anime girl, right? I don't know. It's kind of weird. the Chad anime meets the Virgin manga. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be all about Pound Town.
A nervous romance animation directed by Masanao Kawajiri. Anyway, yeah. Well, this is a thing. Moving on. Well, you post. Oh, here we go. Yes, everyone. This is what you've been waiting for. Our new logo.
Update that damn Patreon banner.
Let's see.
All right.
Oh no, you have doxed us. We are OCA Podcast 2.0. Oh no.
So here's our anime news.
Did you see how Lashansky said Mugen Train was a pretty damn good movie 8, and they corrected himself to movie, and then I corrected him back to movie 8, and they said screw you, Footnote.
No, I didn't do that. Mugen Train is a pretty good, damn good movie 8. Very nice. Yeah. Someone missed that. Well, I missed a lot here. Corone playing Doom was a lot of fun to watch. Much better than the game girl. Well, of course. She's actually playing it. He/she. Oh, by the way, Hello Kitty and her Sanrio pals are collaborating with the notorious bloody anime series Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I put
Sounds
this in the
like
highlights
somebody
as,
didn't do their homework.
Yeah, I put this in the highlights as Hello Kitty comes down with Hinamizawa syndrome.
Uh-oh.
Hello
That's not
Kitty and
good.
her friends show up in the infamously cursed village of Hinamizawa to comfort the cast of Higurashi Naku Koro ni Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Go. Bruh, you speak Jap. Who the fuck is Katie Kelly? Anyway, when they cry, yeah. Well, wow, great job fucking that up. Anyway, so I'm gonna read it correctly and just pretend like I'm not raging inside over the Jewry, the grammar Jewry. Anyway, so Hello Kitty and her friends show up in the infamously cursed village of Hinamizawa to comfort the cast of Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. There was no avoiding the When They Cry Higurashi no Naku Koro ni franchise for any respectable otaku in 2006. The story concept is simple. A young boy, Keiichi Maibara, moves out into the sticks with his parents and quickly befriends a group of cute, funny girls at his school. You know what they say about the funny girls. They don't exist without being merciless serial killers. Anyway, but Hinamizawa is carrying a lot of dark and twisted secrets, and when a grisly murder is uncovered, Keiichi is forced to grapple with how much he trusts his friends and the people around him. That is not at all how I would describe the show at all. The Auto Battler Gotcha
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like
I mean, it's not wrong, but it's just not how I would have explained it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the answer is too much. He trusts them too much, and it does not end well for him.
Needle enthusiast, Keiichi. The Auto Battler Gotcha game, Higurashi no... See, you can do it right here. Oh, no Naku Koro ni Mei. Oh, maybe that is Mei. That might be Mei. I can't read that kanji. Was created to pair with the latest anime adaptation of the franchise, Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Go. While it features a new core cast, it has that cast visit the original core cast in the context of the original novel and anime. I'm pretty sure it's a light novel. Anyway, and there's, I'm sorry, a visual novel. And there's plenty of the series trademarks, the series trademark blood splatters, eerily abandoned buildings, and dead-eyed stares to enjoy.
Jesus Christ!
What's up?
Oh, poor Hello Kitty.
Dude, I'll give Hello Kitty so much credit for not being all, by association. Oh, we can't brand with these mature things. It's like
Hello Kitty.
They don't care.
A Gundam at one point and like murdered a bunch of people. So
Hello Kitty is like the
Hello Kitty is Bamf.
No, Hello Kitty is the town bike. Everyone can have a go at it.
Yeah, well, the Hello Kitty dildos that we're constantly referring to show that Hello Kitty gets around too. Anyway, many gacha games rely on collaboration events to drum up interest in players. So who would take up the bloody gauntlet of associating with Higarashi's creepy maudlin mood? You already know the answer. Sanrio is never one to turn down a collaboration.
Yeah.
If you're wondering if pairing Sanrio's cuddly, cutesy characters with the Higurashi brand is a joke, you aren't wrong. It actually was a joke, an April Fool's joke to be precise. On April Fool's Day, the official Higurashi Gyo account proclaimed they would build a Puro land in Hinamizawa.
What could go wrong?
Only the joke worked too well, in that Higurashi fans and Hello Kitty fans alike were delighted to see the macabre cast of teens frolicking with Kitty, Pom Pom Purin, and Cinema Roll. The next day, Higurashi staff announced that not only would collaborative goods eventually be sold at pop-up shops in Tokyo, Osaka, Aichi, and Miyagi, but that there would be a tie-in event in the gacha game. Hold on, I gotta refresh.
Wait. That thing that the green-haired girl was holding on the left, is that that one like critter from what's that, Madoka Magica or whatever? You know, the one that grants the wishes. Because if it is, that would make this whole make a whole lot of sense.
This is I think
no, that's not.
That's
it looks kind of like
it
does look like Cube. It does look like
it looks like well, not quite. It doesn't.
Kind of looks like Cube.
Cute babe.
Is Pom Pom Purin this guy or this guy? Is that Pom Pom Purin? I think it is. I think that's supposed to be who that is. It's terrible. I don't know why it looks like that, but anyway. All right, so
it's like his head. Looks like his head and his ears.
So off Kitty went. The in-game card shows heroine Rena Ryugu in Hello Kitty apparel. I mean, if you call this Hello Kitty apparel, I guess you mean like the ears, the bow. Not only does the game currently what the fuck? What? Okay. Not only does the game currently feature a card to earn in-game starring We Are Dinosaurs with Keiichi Maibara, but players were able to roll to earn Hello Kitty with Reina Ryugu and Kirimi-chan with Kazuho Kimiyoshi. Currently, they can roll to earn Cinema Roll with Mion Sonozaki and Pom Pom Purin with Shion Sonozaki. Okay, to complete the set. So Cinema Roll and Pom Pom Purin are both for this girl. So we don't, the girl that looks like they're clones because they're twins or whatever. So maybe neither of these are. I don't even know. Or maybe it's Cinnamon Roll at I don't know. I'm not gonna waste my time on this. Moving on. You can even play an in-game event to see Kitty, Pom Pom Purin, Cinema Roll, and Kirimi interact with the cast. Don't worry. The event itself is soft and cute. It'd be so fucking funny if they play it off super cute and everything. You know, like, oh, I guess they went the Hello Kitty route. And then as they say goodbye to each other, Hello Kitty just pulls out a knife and stabs them all.
Like O.J. Simpson in the Family Guy episode?
Yes. The event itself is soft and cutesy, with the gang discovering an adorable magic mirror that allows the Sanrio critters to wander into their decidedly uncute world. Clearing the event nets players a We Are Dinosaurs themed Keiichi Maibara. Wow. Okay. The Sanrio event, I mean, you really see, this to me sounds like, so I've always wondered, like, I don't quite understand gacha games. I don't see the appeal. This is fucking Pokemon Go Shiny Day or whatever. Like, oh, get the Pikachu with the stupid fucking hat. It's like, yeah, thanks for making me play your game. No. The Sanrio event ends at 2 p.m. May 3rd, Japan Standard Time. So don't delay if you plan, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about this. Nobody's playing. You can even play through VPNs. Woo. Moving on. All right. Wait, hold up. For more examples of Hello Kitty showing no fear in the face of creepy collaborative partners, look no further than her stint as Pennywise the Clown and Sadako. Oh, okay. It says maybe the Higurashi's kids should be the ones who are afraid here. Oh yeah, Hello. Yeah, I remember this. I don't think we covered this. Hello Kitty is it, and then Hello Kitty as the girl from The Ring or whatever.
That'd be a whole different story if she's the one that popped out of the TV.
So
Hello
original
Kitty
TV
popping out of the TV.
Oh
you know?
yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, aw.
It's still the when they open the closet and see the girl's face all contorted. Original TV anime Healer Girl soothes with the power song. So this is a thing. There you go, Healer Girl. Don't know anything about it. We're gonna find out more as we go, I guess. Japan Railway or whatever this is announces new anime Neko Jockey about a cat who is a jockey.
Cool.
Soon to be licensed by Discotech.
It's a 4-episode mini series, I think. 4-episode mini series. Yeah, it kicks off next month. So there you go. Do you think it's worth it to make that guy's hat? Just kidding. Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy Anime Reveals Promo Ads Cast. So this is a thing. I thought, sometimes you need somebody in the thumbnail. So here's Hello Miss Piggy.
Hello Piggy.
Oh, get a phone call. Anyway,
well, I'll timestamp that while you're at it.
Here's Toa, the long-armed dwarf man. Here's Boobs McGee. Sans Boobs McGee. Also Boobs McGee. Hair McGee.
McGee. Red hair.
And then here's your protagonist. I don't know. Damn, they all have boobs.
And then blue-haired Boobs McGee.
Knees
And
McGee.
what wannabe Boobs McGee?
All right, moving on. There you are. Yuki Yuna is a Hero Season 3 TV anime confirmed for October 2021 premiere. So Yuki Yuna Watch Club when?
When they actually release affordable release.
Correct answer. Key cast members hit the office for My Senpai Zoning. So I don't care about the cast members. I just want to remember that this is a show with the little adorable drunkard green hair girl. There aren't a lot of anime where the protagonist girl has green hair.
Sure. That is a really bad green. It's like a really muted
I
one
know.
that makes it look like vomit.
She looks like the Hulk.
Yeah.
Tonikawa Over the Moon for You OVA visual revealed. Can't tell if that's a man or not. Could be a Yuri.
It's a guy on the left.
Yeah, well, he looks like the gay friend at the slumber party who comes out as straight, and she's like, "Oh fuck, what do I do?" Right? All right, moving on. Group War of Zero authors The Dawn of the Witch fantasy novel gets TV anime. So there you go. This novel's getting an anime. Don't know anything about it, but it's a thing. And moving on. One Punch Man Season 1 director Shingo Natsume helms original TV anime Sunny Boy at Madhouse. And the character designs definitely tell me that the animation will be as breathtaking as One Punch Man Season 1.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Based on the fact that he's getting beat up by these girls, apparently. That's what it tells me. Certain magical indexes girls transform into 2B for Nier collaboration.
Does
this character canonically also have a dick?
No.
Doesn't Kaede or whatever her name is in Nier? Isn't she like double?
I thought they were robots.
Oh, not in the original game. Anyway, so here's some pictures you can look at real quick.
Of her dick.
I hope you enjoy them. I hope you like that I made you look at that. Moving on. Russia bans 5 isekai anime. Deems that they promote reincarnation beliefs.
Well, they'd have to ban like the entire
too many Russians
genre.
trying to go meet Truck-kun.
Natural selection? I thought they would like that kind of thing over there.
Yeah, considering that, what is it? Isn't it like lolly porn is particularly like popular in Russia?
Probably. Russians are interesting people.
Well, I remember hearing like a year or two ago.
Which 5 series is it? So we can
We'll get into that.
club list.
Sure. In another move that will prove baffling to normal individuals, it is said Russia's government has now banned more anime, albeit specifically ones that are of the isekai genre, being brought to an alternate world, because they are believed to promote reincarnation beliefs. Popular isekai shows have been banned from specific Russian websites after the Russian District Court in St. Petersburg deemed that they encourage belief in reincarnation. Thank you for saying the same thing again.
Are they saying are they doing that because they don't want people to like do suicide bombings or something?
Yes. Well, not suicide bombings, but so it says here, they encourage belief in reincarnation and that after death there can be a more full and interesting life free from control of one's parents.
Oh, too many kids are killing themselves. Russia has a birth rate problem, so I can see why.
Yes, so again, this goes back to what I was going to say about how it's illegal to tell people in Russia. It's illegal to tell gay. It's illegal in Russia. It's illegal in Russia to tell children that gay people exist because they're trying to build up their population so that they can compete on the world stage militarily with the U.S. and China. In order to do that, the power of a country is in its people. So. Bing, bang, bang.
They don't want them to know that they can just screw and not to propagate the species.
Do they ban condoms too?
Yes.
So
anyway, 5 total anime were banned by way of the federal Russian law for the protection of children from harmful information. Konosuba, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Zombieland Saga, Nekopara, which isn't even an isekai, and Princess Lover. The news was spread via the court's Telegram channel, and it cited the ban was carried out after, quote, experts weighed in, explaining the show's brainwashed children with ideas of reincarnation, saying, quote, the court has ruled that, for example, Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world, promotes reincarnation beliefs by showing that after death, there can be a more full and interesting life, free from control of one's parents. The world after death is shown to be colorful, full of adventures, and offering an opportunity to lead an indulgent life, full of drinking, sexual relations, and unlawful activities. So the real life is shown as joyless and filled with loneliness.
The reason they chose these anime is because they really enjoyed these anime, and they're like, no, people will have so much fun, and they'll get bad ideas, like me.
Life is supposed to be suffering. That was a terrible Russian accent. Do not kill me. As per the usual strategy of censorship lovers, the banned selections were also slandered. Were also slandered as pornographic, even though none of the anime have full nudity or sex. Nekopara and Princess Lover do have a separate erotic anime and eroge, however.
Princess Lover, I don't think was an isekai either.
Oh, is it not?
I think it's just a harem.
Neither was Nekopara, which they also put on the list. So
Cat
these
girls
bannings
come from the other world? Question mark.
What's up? Princess from the.
I said, do cat girls come from the other world? Question mark.
They came from Kickstarter. Is where they came from. What's up?
Yeah.
Is Zombieland Saga even? I thought it was just people.
I have no idea.
I don't think it's an isekai. I think it's just like.
I have watched a grand total of not a single one of these shows.
Well, Konosuba is an isekai, but
the Zombieland Saga probably promotes. Oh, they're zombies, so it's okay if they die.
Yes. Okay. The bannings only applied to a few hosting sites, like the bans on Death Note and Tokyo Ghoul back in January, though it is suggested that the width of this ban could expand. So, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And you got to wonder, will there be more terrorism because you banned anime?
I think that title is misleading because it looks like only 2 of the 3 might be actual isekais.
So the title isn't supposed to be misleading. I think that Russia is intentionally
Not telling them why.
I don't know. No comment. I haven't watched any of the shows. So speaking of Konosuba, which is just showing up all over the place, Kadokawa aims for 40 new anime productions a year going forward.
40 new?
The publisher sales in 2020 were up 2.6% over 2019. It's like, hot damn, 2.6%. Just put out as much as we fucking can. 40 or more every goddamn year. Crack the whip. You know, like.
Where there's a whip, there's a way.
Yeah. God.
So Kadokawa released its full year financial report for the year ending March 31st, 2021 to its investors on April 30th to let them know that while things may look bad on some fronts due to the pandemic, overall sales were up in 2020 despite COVID issues, and that they plan to aim to produce at least 40 titles into anime going forward. For Kadokawa in 2020, like eventually, don't you think they're just going to run out of shit to adapt?
I guess.
40 a year. Jeez.
I mean, that 10 season, that's at least having one show on every single day of the year.
So
one episode.
I wonder, how long do you think it's going to be before they back down? Like, you think they're going to make it a whole year?
Well, maybe
shows?
they're doing the thing where you overload it to the point where they have to address it faster, I guess you could say.
I mean, like a typical season has maybe 40.
Well, yeah, basically, because it's like if you want someone to quit smoking, you give them the whole pack or whatever, and they're like, this is disgusting, and then they quit or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I think that's Kadokawa's approach. They're going to make so much anime that the entire audience is, fuck, I hate anime now. So from Kadokawa in 2020, net sales overall were up 2.6% against 2019, with increases seen across the businesses in light novels, video, and especially video games, which saw an operating profit increase of 114.6%. Jesus Christ. Is that what everybody did while they were stuck at home? One of the best performing sections of the business was publication, which deals with light novels, manga, and more. The net sales saw an increase of 10.5%. Bro, you're focusing on the wrong thing if this is 114.6%. While the operating profit saw an increase of 105.5%. This is thanks to an increase in sales during the lockdown period, mainly in ebooks, rather than physical purchases. This lowers the cost of production while increasing sales, making it a very profitable section for the company. Something just fell out of my hair. Anyway, profitable section for the company. Overseas sales through Bookwalker Global increased by 22%. And domestically, one of the highest performing niches was isekai for female audiences. Not sure I've ever seen one of those. I'm just kidding. Maybe because of this, Kadokawa said in the report that they will be looking to work more closely with foreign companies, such as the newly purchased J Novel Club, to deliver light novels around the world at a larger and quicker pace. They're also looking to hire 100 more editors to expand the number of series owned by Kadokawa from 5,000 to 6,000. So can't wait to see 100 more woke editors changing shit. In the video section, which includes anime and live action, net sales were down 8.2% for the year, though operating profit actually increased 7.1%. This is because the film section saw a massive decrease due to the lack of cinemas being open during Japan's first state of emergency, as well as how hard it was to actually film movies when the pandemic started.
I know, it's like so hard to film the movies when you have your GoPro in the middle of the theater and everyone can see it.
It's so hard. It's so hard to film movies when nobody's out anyway, so you don't really even need to get a permit or shut down traffic or any of those things that you normally have to do. Damn, it's hard to film movies, you know. to a decrease of 8 billion yen in overall sales. But the increase in operating profit is thanks to more overseas businesses in the video segment, with titles such as Re:Zero, Starting Life in Another World. Nobody likes that. And Konosuba, God's Blessing on This Magnificent World, helping to push overseas profit to increase 22%. These titles were pushed not only through anime, though royalties through streaming and home video releases were a large aspect of this, but affiliated games and other licensing opportunities. Along with more light novels, Kadokawa wants to increase the number of anime they help produce from 33 titles in 2020 to over 40 titles per year. So that's actually not that much of a jump, only 7 more. Though Tadashi Sudo at Animation Business notes that Kadokawa already achieved this in 2020 with 31 TV series, 5 theatrical films, and 4 OVA/event screenings. Kadokawa also wants to increase revenue from licenses as well as work closely with companies such as Sony and Cyber Agent to help produce more games based on popular series. Revenue from licenses was up 136% from 2020, with game licensing and collaborations increasing 165% year on year. While it's good that companies such as Kadokawa have been able to weather the storm that has been COVID, as seemingly most entertainment companies have, it'll be interesting to see how they implement these new strategies and ideas to propel them to new heights and hopefully deliver some great anime on the way. Well, that's news. Oh, Daryl Harding again? Good thing you didn't get any spelling errors. Anyway, all right, well, there you go. You can tell that I definitely read about 7 articles so far before the show started tonight. Okay, welcome to the NHK novel gets first news story in nearly 20 years. That's a thing. Moving on.
Is that on the list for the Watch Club?
Audience, do you want it to be on the list for the Watch Club? Because I was gonna make the poll and then I didn't. So I will add it if you want me to.
No. I mean on your scratch sheet list.
It's not, but that's what I'm saying. Audience, if you want me to add it to the list, I will, because I was going to put it in a poll.
Don't do it.
I'll do it, I swear. Anyway, J Novel Club announces majority stake acquisition by Kadokawa and partnership. Majority stake now held by Kadokawa Corp. with focus on Bookwalker Global and Geeks Plus. I'm not going to read this. I don't even care. I'm sure it was all the stuff we basically talked about, but more longer and drawn out and unimportant. New skin for Overwatch's May labeled cultural appropriation. Guess what it is? Guess. Look at the picture for 10 seconds and then close your eyes and guess what it was.
Goku?
It's Nerf or Net. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Goku? No, not Goku.
Bitch, I'm Goku.
I felt like an idiot when I finally found out what it was. So the unusual abundance of internet snowflakes of people who don't play video games have complained again about something pointless in Overwatch, as the game is planning to release a new skin for May, one that has her wearing cornrows and immediately causing the aforementioned to claim this to be cultural appropriation. An official tweet courtesy of the Overwatch League account shared a brief video of the new MMA skin that is coming, dressing her as an MMA fighter with a cornrow hairstyle. So here's the thing. You think people would be offended over the fact that she's clearly taken a beating? You see her face has like this big mark on it. Hold on, there's a picture of it.
I learned apparently there's this thing called cultural appreciation, but no one ever mentions it exists. Oh, God, you're right.
Yeah, cultural appreciation.
Well, yeah, it's literally the opposite. It's what people perceive as appropriation, but it's like, dude, I really like this cornrow thing in my hair, so I want to wear it.
No, see, again, it's about power and control. So if I can feign outrage, especially if I'm not even black, but the picture of the guy in my avatar is some black guy, then I can get away with controlling you, right? That's how it works. That's how Twitter works these days. So anyway, Twitter's mob of lunatics were quick to lambaste Blizzard, explaining that. Also, I just want to say for the record, don't give a shit about Overwatch. May's stupid, fat character, don't care.
I didn't think she was fat. I thought it was just her heavy clothing.
Bruh, she's so like fat. Look out! Yeah, she's canonically fat now.
Look made her super fat.
Look at those thighs.
It's called thick.
Anyway. All right. Anyway, so Twitter's mob of lunatics were quick to lambaste Blizzard, explaining that only black people are allowed to have cornrows as a hairstyle. The That's usual racist. Internet. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Did they? I don't know. Like I don't know how cornrows are made, right? But I don't picture like actual tribes in Africa with this haircut. You know, I picture prisoners with this haircut. Anyway, it should be said that many have not realized that female MMA fighters typically use this type of hairstyle as it is practical and keep their hair out of their face while fighting. Overwatch is no stranger when it comes to being the target of complaints from professional victim keyboard warriors that reside on Twitter. Some of the disgruntled messages, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read them. There's a billion.
You know what hairstyle's really good for keeping out of your face? Bald.
Yeah. That's a good look on the ladies. Bald.
Yeah. Do it.
Hashtag bald pride.
I mean,
time for me to shave my head, right?
I mean, there's probably a site called Bald Bunnies out there.
Oh God. Anyway, I actually don't care about that. Anybody have thoughts? Anybody have THOUGHTSs?
Damn, he circumvented my method.
Yeah, so I love this. This is exactly what I thought. Random says she's wearing a Japanese thing instead of Korean. Oh, I can't see that hairstyle in the pic. Yeah, no, seriously, like it's so stupid.
It's like not even. She might as well just have it in a braid wrapped around her head.
It's just so dumb. I don't even care. Moving on. This is much funnier. Resident Evil's vampire lady is now an adorable puppet and promises the new game isn't scary at all.
Oh, God.
Come on now. So her name's Dimitrescu or whatever. Mm-hmm. Dimit One-san just wants us to all sing and paint very, very red pictures together. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard has... Okay, no, it's called Resident Evil 7 Village. Casey, do your research. Or Biohazard 7 Village. Was a return to form for the franchise, distancing itself from the generic action movie-style set pieces of Resident Evil 6 and bringing the focus back to the dark, suspenseful atmosphere that made the series unique among its rivals. Well, at least that's what people who actually played Resident Evil will tell you. But not everyone played it. Jesus Christ. Played it. And developer Capcom wanted to know why. So they held a survey asking people who didn't buy the game why they passed on it. And the number one response was, it looked too scary. So to address this flaw, Capcom has put together a video reassuring us that the upcoming Resident Evil Village is absolutely not scary, starring the puppet cast of the game's characters. So I'm pretty sure this is all bullshit, but it's still funny, so I kind of love it. Titled, Let's Play Together in Bio Village. Bio coming from Biohazard, the Resident Evil franchise's name in Japan. The star of the show, naturally, is Village's internet-famous giant vampire lady, Alcina Dimitrescu. Except here, everyone calls her Dimit One-san, or Big Sister Dimit. Dimit One-san is joined by her best friends, Moro-kun, Heizen-san, and Angie. For their opening act, they all sing a song. And if you want to join in, the lyrics are, oh dear God, I'm not going to read this. Now it's Domi One-san instead of Dimit One-san. All right. Dimit One-san then quickly tells everyone to grab their art supplies because it's time to paint pictures. She even She's even been thoughtful enough to prepare buckets of red pigment. If 𝙤𝙤𝙚𝙚's voice sounds familiar, it's because she's voiced by eternally 17-year-old anime voice actress Kikuko Inoue, who's made a career out of portraying gently angelic characters. But oh no, Moro-kun is worried they might not have quite enough pigment. Luckily, though, the assembled art supplies include a chainsaw that 𝙦𝙤𝙚 brought, and the problem is quickly solved with Moro-kun stumbles into a razor-sharp apparatus, and the group discovers that there was more pigment inside of him all along. Then it's time to start painting, accompanied by another song from 𝙤𝙤𝙚. No. Things hit a teensy little snag, though, when 𝙤𝙤𝙚 starts sipping the pigment. Though the sipping turns to guzzling, and before long she's declaring, "I want to drink more," dropping her paintbrush and swinging an axe around instead. After a brief pause to address these technical difficulties, though the puppets are back to remind us of one more time in song, Resident Evil isn't scary. Okay.
This sounds like a canon prologue to the game.
Obviously, there's nothing at all suspicious going on here, but if you have so much darkness that you can't trust the video, Resident Evil Village comes out May 7th, so you can check for yourself then. But really, would 𝙤𝙤𝙚 lie to us? And now they'll want a vampire puppet lady to step on them. Well, there you are. You guys can watch that and listen to the songs I didn't sing.
That actually sounds hilarious, and they should include that as like a special feature on the
for sure.
Like just to keep that in like posterity.
I think they should do it for every game going forward. So Fate's Stay Night Cooking spin-off game gets Western release date. That's the news. Moving on. Sentient figurines battle behind the back of their owner in Figure Story. So imagine Toy Story if Andy was just a big weeb.
Oh, shit. That sounds cool.
It sounds cool until you find out it's one of those games, those mobile games that plays itself. And you're like,
Auto chess?
Well, that sucks. But it's kind of worth watching the trailer or whatever for it. It's kind of an interesting idea. All the characters look very similar, though. Anyway.
You can say that about our podcast.
Oh, dear. One of us is a giant eye. I don't think you should say that. One of us has an enormously long neck. So one of us is balding. You know, like you couldn't say. Well, actually,
quite diverse.
All of us are balding. Sega to start selling NFT tokens based on their intellectual property. Publisher and developer Sega has announced it will be collaborating with game developer DoubleJump.Tokyo to start selling NFT, which stands for non-fungible token, content based on Sega's most popular IPs. Non-fungible tokens is basically a way that you can be written into the blockchain as the owner of some IP. The weird thing is that it doesn't fucking mean anything, right? So the translation of Sega's announcement post explaining what the company plans to do going forward with the new blockchain using tokens. The two companies' NFT content will be related to Sega's classic IPs currently in development and upcoming ones. The company stated it will sell a variety of digital assets, such as classic art and background music used in its games. Okay, I want to be able to buy those songs and copyright claim the monetization off of every video on YouTube that's using them. You know, that's not how this works, though. Was it used background music? Okay. It also said it will use this initiative as a springboard to explore various services in its future IPs. These services will allow the NFT owners to effectively utilize and further enjoy their NFT content. I'm going to further enjoy this concept art of Sonic without shoes on.
Oh, God. They're NSFW. That's all I hear.
NSFTs. Additionally, Sega Sammy Holdings announced that it invested in 𝙥𝙧𝙖𝙨 to utilize blockchain technology. According to the 𝙥𝙧𝙖𝙨's website, it is, quote, rebuilding the future of gaming with blockchain technology. The company partnered with numerous corporate entities in early 2021 to sell NFT content, including Square Enix. Sega and 𝙥𝙧𝙖𝙨 will start to sell NFT content this summer. So I just looked over as we were talking about video game stuff and remembered something I was supposed to show earlier. I found something kind of interesting. We were looking in the garage for some extra N64 controllers, and I found these playing cards from Japan Airlines from the Nintendo Playing Cards Company. You guys will recall that we covered that article. I don't remember if it was a hotel got opened in Nintendo's original location. It was the playing card
The Love
building.
Hotel?
It might have been.
No, it literally, I think it is.
So these are still sealed. I'm just going to show you guys what they look like. They're literally just a deck of playing cards. That's just what Nintendo made before video games. So the picture of an airplane on it. And as I said, they're still sealed, so I'm not just going to open them. This looks like there's maybe some stamps or something in there. I don't know. But that's the thing. It's kind of cool. Little piece of history here that I could probably hawk at a store for about $10 or less. Anyway,
that's the collector's life.
Yep. You sell on eBay for like $40, but I don't think I'd even get that. You have to convince somebody to want it first. All right. So Arrow Films is smashing the small screen with 𝙦𝙦𝙚 Trilogy Blu-ray set. So this is like an old tokusatsu samurai thing. Now, you can go to the website, but it's the Region B version. If you want the Region A version, it's on diabolicdvd.com. Go there, search 𝙦𝙦𝙚. These are limited edition sets, so there's probably not going to be a ton of them. And they don't have the TBC, which is probably the to be coded for the rating system is probably going to go there. They just don't know what's going to be rated yet. Anyway, that's the thing. This is an accurate tale of Moses and Jesus, right? Okay.
Oh.
Aniplex reveals Madoka Magica, the movie trilogy Blu-ray plans. Also, another article I didn't share, Gen Urobuchi. Gen
Urobuchi.
He wrote this movie like over 5 years ago, and they finally are making it.
Wow.
No. This is a re-release. This
is the original movie trilogy. This isn't the new one.
These are movies that have
anyway,
been released.
Yes,
they're making a fourth movie.
The fourth movie is the one I was talking about. The Will Spriggan Flugen, whatever it's called. That one.
Yeah.
So here's the QB that now you look at it and go, oh, that doesn't look anything like that character we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What?
Two
No,
sets of ears.
looks exactly like him. What are you talking about?
He sure does not. This one has ears. And his thing has got pink on the end and rings.
This one has pink on.
All right, so moving into Right Stuff news. Chihaya Furu, MM, Raza von Steelbook, Grisaia Complete Collection, School Live, or Live, I don't fucking know, and Knights of Sidonia. Now we're caught up, right? All right, Chihaya Furu Season 3, limited edition to be determined.
No, it says at the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, it's on its way. Premium edition is coming soon.
Now I'm really torn because I do want it to be a Blu-ray height, but it would be inconsistent of them to do that. But I don't want it to be DVD height, so KMS.
So I'm happy to see that thing there. Like, hey guys, hurry! It's going out of print. Oh, and now our Blu-ray's coming out. you.
Oh, that was on it. That was on the sale.
So English Blu-ray.
It already had a dub. Now this is the real thing.
Steelbook. Yikes! Can I show that on YouTube? There's no nipples.
Well, just don't zoom in, and it'll look like blue nothingness.
I couldn't even tell that was a woman until I was like on it.
I can't say I like the art because he at no point was this Turbo Chad.
Now, this also has the movies that were not, like, one of them was not released over here.
Really?
Yes.
Yikes! You're telling me we got to do this for a Wax Cup again? Well, there you go. It's a decent looking steelbook.
If you're a completionist, this is the one to get.
Ain't no
it's a
fucking
Blu-ray
way am I going to
anyway.
spend $85 on this.
Oh god! But the thing is, Sentai doesn't do their sales anymore, so
Yeah, but the other thing is, it's going to be a 5-disc set, so it's going to be stacked discs instead of trays in steelbook.
oh,
So we've got the rom-com genre, we've got the ecchi genre, and we've got the military genre.
Oh.
the one thing in here, I feel like that was released on one of the Blu-ray sets, and it was just
So,
OVA.
I'm sorry. This tells me it's the 𝙦𝙧𝙖𝙨 complete collection.
Mhm.
But am
It
I
doesn't have
wrong in
Phantom
saying
Trigger.
that? I was going to say, isn't there one called Phantom Trigger? I'm not seeing that here.
Well, they don't have the license for that one, I guess.
Well, they shouldn't call it the complete collection then, should they?
Ooh,
Complete
is
collection,
that-
then in really small
Is Phantom,
except for
isn't Phantom Trigger the game?
It's both.
Kickstarter. Isn't that the Kickstarter one?
It is, but it's both a game and a visual novel. If you saw their latest update, it's so unbelievably confusing because they have a thing that's like, oh, the completion percentage of all of our projects in one update. They don't address your specific project, and it says Phantom Trigger Volumes 1 and 2, Phantom Trigger Volumes 5 and 6, which is the visual novel. And I feel like there's another one that sounds like 1 and 2 or whatever, but that's the visual novel. And it's just like, what the hell am I? What is it? And it says 99% completion on the one I care about. And it's been that way the last like 5 updates. It's not 99%, you pieces of garbage.
So I haven't been looking at the as those words were coming out of my mouth, I realized what I had said.
We need to put that on a shirt.
Yeah. Timestamp that. Anyway, so did anybody want Welcome to the NHK? Well, it's going to go on a fucking poll. They can vote on it then.
I mean, we would definitely have something to talk about it. Just because
we should get that anime snob on
actually
because it's the only Gonzo anime he didn't hate.
I just wish I could actually afford to spend some time watching a show and not immediately forgetting it because I hadn't had any sleep at all that month. So School Lit / School Live.
Live action movie.
Yeah,
Live action movie.
I'll be real. I'm pretty happy that Sentai is actually putting these out. Looks like they're taking some care to it. Although when you just see it as the Right Stuff thing, I legitimately thought these were anime characters. Until I opened it, I'm like, oh shit, this is live action. So colorful.
Well, I thought it was a re-release at first.
Yeah. But they don't look like this in the anime. That's how I knew it wasn't. I thought it was like, what the fuck is this? Isn't this that zombie one? Anyway, I'm putting this on the list as well, is what I'm trying to get at here. And I'll remind you that the way we do the list, you can vote more than once. So like you can vote on as many of them as you actually care to. If you want to see it, you can vote on as many of them as you want. So what we'll do is I'll take the ones that are left over from the last one that actually got voted on. I'll add all of these ones, and then we'll put out the poll. Thank you, and we'll see what is top dog or whatever.
How many votes does Random 11 have again?
I think he's got 35 now. I don't. He deserves
one singular veto.
He can
Random,
to do the entire thing at once.
Random 11 at any time can just say, "Hold up, bitch, we're not doing that next week." Like literally, the night before the podcast, it's like, "Nah, dude, you got to watch One Piece." Like, well, I just finished that 26 episode show in only 7 days, but I guess I'm gonna watch One Piece at 37 times speed. You know. Anyway, yeah. So he's got veto powers. No, he doesn't have that kind of power. But basically, at any moment, if Random 11 says we're doing this, then yeah, he can use up his. He can use up his.
I think his last recommendation was Parasite.
By the way, Random 11, what are we doing in 2 weeks? Tell us now.
I think Parasite is Reese likes those polls. Oh, polls, yes, because the poll. I got you. But I thought you were talking about these, and I'm like, oh, okay. This girl's got something going on here.
She got a pole in her pants. Her power pole extended.
My red rod.
All right, Knights of Sidonia on Blu-ray. So this is just the complete collection of what exists already for the 2
And then
seasons.
when season 3 comes out, it's going to be irrelevant.
Yeah. But the question is, does it have the same dub as Netflix? Just kidding. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's that. Let's move on. So Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z theme songs get vinyl release. The problem is that these are the Japanese themes and not the American ones. I mean, Chala is great and everything, but I'm talking about like find those Dragon Ball, gotta get them all. Yeah.
I'll still say Rock the Dragon is the only one to have on vinyl.
I still say the Canadian one is the only one that is worth getting. The one that just says Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rock the Dragon.
That's Rock the Dragon?
No, that's not
Are you
Rock
sure?
the Dragon. No,
Are you sure?
Reese,
Okay.
we've been over this. So we had this conversation when I was talking about a part of the Broly video, and we convinced ourselves we were talking about the same song. And FDM had greatly diminished his opinion of us because of how terrible the Canadian version of the song is. So we got the good one. It's like Dragon, Rock the Dragon, right? And then his is literally just Dragon, Dragon Ball Z. It's just like crap. Yeah. A fucking terrible song. Anyway, okay. So powering through, these are gonna be quick. And look at how little we have to discuss in Misc News. There was nothing good. So usually I try to actually read those now because it seems that I could get rid of all of them most weeks. Anyway, so the Gundams. We recall we were talking about the gold Gundams. We've got the pricing on them now.
Ooh.
So the Beam Rifle Gundam and Zaku are priced at $255,000 US. The smaller Beam Saber Gundam is a comparative bargain at only $38,000. So there you go. And you can buy those with your new wallet. So a new system in Japan lets you pay for shopping with anime character keychains. The stupidest thing ever, but they'll sell anything. The images won't load, but I don't even care. I mean, I'll show you because I like you. But so it's a wallet. It's an Apple Pay. It's a chip. That's all it is. Kill the goblin. Power up like Godzilla with a new limited edition Godzilla energy drink. It's purple. Usually they are piss colored. I like this where it's like busting through the text. Moving on. Earwig in the Witch Cookbook teaches you how to make beautiful Ghibli food. And by beautiful, they mean this lasagna. And toast. French toast. There you go. All right. Here you go, Reese. Celebrate 50 years of Lupin the Third anime with stylish embroidered shirts. To which I was like, what? Which one of these is embroidered for the longest time? Because it just goes on damn forever before... Oh, there it is.
Yeah, the one without the flat... No, go back up. No. That one there. You can... It's got that block covering Fujiko. You can flip that up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it really let you flip it up?
Yeah. You can go to the TMS website.
Does it show?
Yeah.
Like if I go to it, will I?
Nothing.
Be like...
Right there.
Oh, I see. Yeesh. It's hard to be a Lupin family. You don't quite care for Fujiko. All right. KFC's Colonel Sanders is becoming a samurai in Japan this week. I don't know why. It's a weird thing. I read this. I'm not going to read it to you because
So it's like he's being knighted, essentially?
So on Children's Day in Japan, boys celebrate Children's Day by displaying decorative samurai helmets and dolls dressed as samurai and whatnot. So on Children's Day, KFCs all across Japan put their Colonel Sanders statue into armor at varying degrees of detail. Sometimes they're based on actual samurai, like Nobunaga Oda or whatever, but other times they're just cringe weirdness. What's going on? What is fucking? That's a reflection. I'm like, why does he have small little hands coming out? It's a reflection on this gold. So there you go. If you needed anything for the thumbnail, FDDNM, I just thought maybe you could.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I need to note this down. I'm working on a thumbnail for insert podcast number here as we speak.
143, 145, 146.
Yeah.
China's life-sized Gundam anime robot statue is complete. Real quick, I'm just gonna check the message I sent to Hollow in case he is able to join us. And maybe I screwed up on sending the link and he's like, it doesn't work or something. Let me just double check. Talk amongst yourselves.
I hope that this is true to true Gunpla fashion and it has made in China stamped on it somewhere.
Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. He must be enjoying his night. That's fine. I'm not jealous or anything. Anyway, so China's life-size Gundam anime robot statue is complete. I agree. It would be funny if made in China and it falls over someday. Full-scale Freedom Gundam now standing in Shanghai. Freedom Gundam! It's easy to forget how long it took Gundam to get out of Japan. The original Mobile Suit Gundam TV series premiered on Japanese TV in 1979, and for the better part of the next 2 decades, the franchise was more or less exclusive to its home country. These days, though, Gundam is a global hit, and just like the rest of the world... What? And just like the rest of the... Okay. These days, though, Gundam is... Okay, hold on. Brightness up. Thank you. These days, though, Gundam is a global hit, and just like the rest of the world now gets official releases of anime and video games featuring the extended family of titular mecha, as of this month, a country other than Japan has its very own full-scale Gundam statue. So, granted, it wouldn't be sanctioned, but do you think if we built a Gundam full scale that they would give us an award or something?
Us?
Yeah, I built this in my backyard and it fell over on the neighbor's cat.
And now he's suing me for damages. Please help me.
Yeah, you can fund the GoFundMe. It will not only get me out of jail, but it'll also ensure that the Gundam doesn't go to the trash heap because I'm homeless. Anyway, China has now become the second nation with a Gundam. First announced last summer, it's a recreation of the ZGMF Zeta Gundam, motherfuckers. Wait, hold on. X-10A Freedom Gundam. Oh, that's from Seed. The hero mecha of the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed series, likely reflecting Chinese otaku's fondness for that particular branch of the franchise. Though this will no doubt irk fans of the separately, but similarly named GF7-023NA North America Gundam Freedom from Mobile Fighter G Gundam 7th Fight. Yes, I am irked because G Gundam is best Gundam, and that was Neo America's. That's what NA is. Neo America. That was that Gundam. Anyway, I'm so glad that these images load. Sometimes they load so fast, and other times they don't load at all.
Yo, which Rosa Versailles art should we use in the thumbnail?
¿Por qué no los dos? Oh, the tweet is unavailable. That's great. All right, whatever. At 18.03 meters, or basically 60 feet tall, the Freedom Gundam is... Fuck it. 0.03 meters taller than the statue of the original RX-78 Gundam in Yokohama, but it's 1.7 meters shorter than Tokyo's RX-0 Unicorn Gundam. So we have to make one that's taller than that one, right, for America. You know what we'll do? We'll have it straddling the border of Canada just for you. When Justin Trudeau comes, we have a little speaker that says, "Hey Trudeau, suck my nuts."
Speaking of tallness, I'm pretty sure the CN Tower literally had an extension on the top just so we could say, oh, we're the tallest building in North America now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at one point at least.
Oh, the CNN Tower? Yeah, I love
it. CN, singular N.
CN? What is CN?
Canadian National. It's in Toronto. You uncultured swine.
Sounds real insecure.
Hey, I didn't make it, man.
So I was gonna say in what's that? Arrested Development. I love the bit where in order to make his office higher than the guy across the street or whatever, the floor underneath his is like a half floor or whatever. Like, anyway, have you seen that, Dan? Arrested Development. Ron Howard's office, in order to make it the tallest and across from Jerry Bruckheimer or whatever, his office is sitting on top of a floor that's like 3/4 of a floor, so that they're still within the code, but his office is technically higher, you know. Anyway, Freedom Gundam statue doesn't seem to be standing up completely straight, though. Ooh. Like the Unicorn, the Freedom Gundam stands guard outside a shopping center. The newly built Mitsui Shopping Park Lalaport Jin Kiao. Oh,
wait, did you say the Freedom Gundam is in China?
Yes, that's the irony. And yes, the center has it. It'd be so funny. I changed I use inspect element, change the code in the website. The Freedom Gundam stands outside the Uyghur concentration camp. So yeah, the center has a Gundam-based store with model kits and exclusive merch. Assembly was finished in time for the center's opening on the 28th of April, with the head being placed just a few days prior. A much more involved process than snapping a piece in place for a store-bought Gunpla set. I guess there's a video of it.
I like their Gundam head.
Oh, the music for this is too fucking good. Oh, that's too good. I want to see them like try to put it on and the whole thing just falls over. Put it down with me inside it. Anyway, all right. However, prep work for the Freedom Gundam project isn't quite finished yet. Like with Tokyo's Unicorn Gundam, eventually there will be daily light/sound shows in which parts of the statue lights up and clips from the anime series play on a screen mounted to its cockpit. Wait,
and it'll sound like the Speed Racer head speaker.
Yeah. Suck my nuts, Trudeau. These performances won't start until the Freedom Gundam's opening ceremony on the 28th of May. But for fans who simply want to look at the giant robot in awe, they can do that right now. I want to get there, and it's like like the Mexican knockoff toys where it's like sense of right crew or whatever, like for the Avengers, and it's like Shrek, Spider-Man, Superman, Anyway, that's it. Okay, old man arrested for invading women's bath dressed like a female to do laundry.
Is that why he hasn't attended our streams lately?
Who?
The joke is old man.
Old man.
Is that why he hasn't attended our streams lately?
He's in the comments right now, bro. That joke doesn't work.
No, lately. So the podcast before that.
Yeah. All right. So I was more confused than entertained by this article. A strange old man was arrested for intruding into the women's bathroom at an internet cafe whilst dressed as a woman, with the motive for his cross-dressing escapade being to do his laundry, which consisted entirely of women's clothing. Taking place at a Sapporo internet cafe, the 72-year-old man was taken into custody by authorities after it was learned he trespassed into the women's bathroom whilst disguised as a female, sure to have many immediately suspecting him to be some sort of pervert with a convenient excuse. When pressed by police, the man denied the charges against him and explained he merely didn't want to do his laundry in a washing machine meant for men, a preference that some would agree to be rather negligible. The decrepit old man questioned why exactly what he did was bad, saying, quote, "Why is it bad even though I'm dressed as a woman?" His reasoning would no doubt be adopted by individuals in a certain Western country. Yes, Canada. It was not disclosed whether the man will receive a punishment of some sort. Okay, so first of all, old man arrested for invading women's bath, dressed like a female, to do laundry. So I'm thinking like a hot spring or something. And then it's like, yeah, it was an internet cafe. It was the bathroom. It's like, you got fucking laundry machines in your bathroom? Interesting. Any thoughts? Maybe I'll just not have to look at that butt.
That trap butt?
Trap butt. That was an old man in disguise. So I don't remember. Did we cover this in the last podcast? Couple robbed real estate agent during open house and escape with US $84.
I don't know.
All right, we'll go. It's short.
All I know is that I watched Dan's video and what?
Dan's video? Oh,
Dan's
did he
video, they linked
a private chat?
I did not expect that twist at the end.
Oh, the history in 16 seconds or whatever?
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah. That's good.
So a couple robs a real estate agent. Okay. My sofa cushions steal more than that in an average week. The old adage, crime doesn't pay, is often used to express how the risk of committing crime will usually outweigh the benefits in the long run. But sometimes its meaning is more literal, like it was on the afternoon of the 18th of March. At around 2 p.m., a man in his 50s and woman in her 60s entered a real estate agency in Koto, Tokyo, and inquired about purchasing a condominium located nearby. They told the agent they wanted to see how it looked inside, so she invited them to take a quick tour. The three went over to the building and entered the room. After a quick look around, Jesus, I need a water. I desperately need a water. Here's one that fell on the ground earlier and spilled.
You're a desperately thirsty whore.
I've got like when you drink a Dr. Pepper and you've got like that little bit of like thick saliva that keeps tripping up your ability to read. That's the excuse I'm going to use. Okay. The three went over to the building and entered the room. After a quick look around, the man suddenly pulled out a box cutter and demanded, "Hand over the money!" The agent gave them her wallet and they ran away. Immediately afterward, she hurried to the nearest police box to report the mugging and the stolen wallet, which contained a whopping 200 yen. Koban police boxes are outposts all over cities that make it very convenient to report crimes on the fly or turn in lost items. Seems difficult to get up to that box. The agent, who was in her 30s, suffered a cut to her middle finger during the ordeal. Damn! What do you? This is how I picture it going down. Give me your money. Okay, takes out wallet, hands it over. Guy reaches for the wallet with the same hand holding the knife. Boom, cut the finger.
I thought you said the Asian.
Yes, but otherwise is in good condition. The same probably can't be said for the assailants, however, who likely suffered severe hypothermia from the cold water of reality that was thrown on them when they looked inside the wallet. Readers of the news appreciated the act of instant karma, but some were concerned that an employed middle-aged woman only had 200 yen on her. saying, quote, 200 yen? They stole her lunch money. The wallet itself was probably worth more. I wish I could have seen the faces on the robbers when they opened the wallet. They can buy a lot of candy with that. Why does she need a wallet to carry around 200 yen? And they have to split that 200 yen between the two of them. People over 50 committing crimes and people in their 30s with no money. That just about sums up Japan today. Welcome to the cashless era. Although Japan was late to the mobile payment game, people here seem to be catching up pretty quickly. Still, it wasn't clear if this victim had gone digital or simply kept her cash in the office, since there was no need to bring it along to check out an empty condo up the street. While it's good to know the damages were light in this instance, it's important to note that these culprits are still at large. They don't seem like the most well thought out pair of bandits, though, so hopefully police can apprehend them swiftly. Judging by this news report, damn it, it's gone, the amount of forensic work going into this case could fill an episode of CSI. They're like testing the blood from her own finger. Yes, it is her blood. Perhaps they'll make the classic mistake of spending all their ill-gotten fortune at once. So be on the lookout for anyone suspiciously flaunting Black Thunder chocolates or Gargari-kun ice bars, cringe, around the streets of Tokyo. All right, well, that was an article that I should have skipped for a reason. Okay, last article. Then we'll go into our discussion. This also was from last podcast that I somehow missed. Another Australian man was arrested for owning inanimate child sex dolls. Once again, not a fan of pedophiles, but these aren't kids. The Australian government is once again fixated on harmless chunks of silicone, as yet another man has been arrested for owning sex dolls of childlike proportions, with the culprit said to have also had, quote, child exploitation material, which of course can mean anything these days. 45-year-old culprit Terry Dunnett pleaded guilty in courts to 2 counts of possessing a child sex doll, 1 count of attempting to possess a child sex doll, and possessing child exploitation material. The Australian Border Force brought attention to Dunnett after they found a shipment from China. We're coming full circle on the whole China-Australia thing. Found a shipment from China addressed to him that contained an anatomically correct doll. And when authorities searched his abode, they happened upon 2 other female dolls of childlike size, said to be between 4 and 5 years old. The 45-year-old said he purchased the dolls between 2014 and 2020, and police say they found Dunnett's laptop to contain the so-called child exploitation material. Whether or not it was drawn artwork or actual porn of real children wasn't specified, which, again, just for anybody who's just tuning in, I'll speak for myself here. Obviously, if somebody's got child pornography and they're actually, perpetuating the harm put on a child, throw the fucking book at them. But if it's a fucking drawing, ease up, because they're not harming anyone. Anyway, Dunnett's lawyer argued a community-based sentence would be most fitting. Yes, put them near kids. As a psychologist apparently labeled the criminal as being at low risk of harming any real children. Though the judge ended up handing Dunnett 2 years, only to then order his immediate release under probation supervision. Jeez. Stating that it was, quote, a heinous crime to be involved in the exploitation of children. The judge took the time to virtue signal and uttered that such crimes could lead to the desensitization of sex-based child abuse. They are lifelike dolls depicting female children with cavities.
No male children?
Cavities in the teeth.
That's discrimination. They need to equally destroy children.
I'm satisfied that you now understand that possession of these dolls and other items was wrong. Australia's thirst for ousting fictional content and physical objects that could endanger children has grown exponentially over the years. Energy they could be using to stop actual sexual abuse being carried out on real children. Yeah, so just to wrap it up again, my position on this is that I don't like pedophiles, but I would rather a pedophile bang some doll than take a kid off the street.
No, I don't know if we've ever brought this up on pod before, if actually discussed this. If a midget has a midget-sized sex doll, is that technically the same thing as this child-sized sex doll?
I like the way you think.
Would he still get the same book thrown at him, even if it's just the exact same doll, even though the guy's a midget?
I like the way you think. It's like, so my client's being brought up on charges of child sexploitation, but he's using the midget defense. I think you're going to get him out of this. Yeah, so I don't think we have brought up that specific thing you brought up, but I do recall the first time we tried to talk about stuff like this. The question is midget porn, child porn, whatever came up. Anyway, so that's it. That's it for articles for tonight. Jesus. Would somebody like to relocate outside of a factory?
The refrigerator is literally like 2 feet to my right, and my dad just got ice out of the freezer.
Okay.
He took like all of the ice out of the freezer at once.
Yeah. Oh, how many ice cubes did you get? Half a dozen.
So, for this week, we watched ReZero. I'm going to tag Hollow real quick.
I'm gonna bow out of this because I didn't really. I mean, I watched this show a long time ago, but I don't really remember. As I'm sure you gathered from our conversation yesterday, I really don't remember that much about the show, and I didn't rewatch it, so I don't really have much impact. From what I remember, I thought it was an okay show. I probably should have rewatched it because it wasn't really that bad, but I don't know.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Dan.
You didn't. You also didn't rewatch it. How dare you?
I did not rewatch it, but I watched it a while back.
I mean, I kind of like the concept. I mean, it was like he just kept resetting, and then it's. I know. Whatever, something happened, and he eventually would like reset to a later period.
Yeah,
like a save game or something.
As time goes on, he does reach like save points.
As much as I'd like to not get into the full discussion, I will point out that's complete BS without any explanation at this point. It's just like, oh, how convenient. He doesn't have to slay the whale again and all that stuff. But to be fair,
can I stop you right there and just say, thank fucking God I didn't have to sit through any more of that fucking whale?
Hey, kid, you want the zapper? Hey, kid, you want the zapper? Hey, kid, you want the kid, you want the zapper?
You know,
well, you also thought the whale fight was way drawn out?
Dude, they fought that whale for like an hour and a half. And then they beat the goddamn cultists in like 5 seconds, right? It was like the ending to Game of Thrones when they're like, well, we killed the Night King, and oh shit, there was that other thing we're supposed to still do. Let's wrap that up quickly.
I
remember the whale arc. I guess it was kind of tedious.
I thought it was a detour that was like, dude, we want to get to the cultists and saving things. I thought the whale was going to be over like that, and then we get to the plot. But then it's like, let's kill the whale for 5 hours because old guy has this story that he needs revenge on the whale or something, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Which, by the way, the old guy was the best part of the show, honestly, despite his shallow character being like, oh, revenge. But he was the most entertaining.
Oh, the old fucking Wilhelm. God, I hated that guy so much. Oh, Jesus Christ. The fucking backstory is like, do you like flowers now? And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Look, I didn't care much for him. I just liked seeing him slice that whale indefinitely.
I liked the girl that he was like the servant to, who had the Full Hearts Zelda sword that could just be like, it
was so ironic
across the screen.
It was so ironic how essentially they did the opposite of what female empowerment by like he beat her in the sword thing and said no, don't sword anymore, and it's like, what, lol?
Yeah,
I said the forbidden word.
Well, at any rate, I'll let you guys have that conversation.
Take you. Have a good one, Dan.
See you, Dan.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Talk to you later, man.
Regarding the whale, the only something that I remember when Pokemon Go started up, I remember seeing a meme like Subaru is looking at his phone and it's got Pokemon Go. There's a whale nearby, or a whale. There's a whale nearby.
I think I remember that too. Actually, I didn't get it at the time, but now I do. Yeah, I really didn't like the whale thing at all. So I liked the first half of the show a lot because having seen the character design for Rem and Ram, I thought he was fucking crazy for wanting Emelia. But in the beginning, I thought like I legitimately could see why he would fall for her, right? And then
you know why he didn't? Because they pulled an Excel world by taking her out of the entire second half of the show.
Right. So the thing is that you've given me a reason to approve of this marriage or whatever, right? Attraction. But then all the bits that were meaningful between him and Emelia are from timelines that he overwrote. Right?
Wow.
So like he's just simping after her, and she's like, "What's this weirdo doing?" Kind of for most of it. I mean, there were a couple bits where he was just like nice guying her, you know. But
dude, there was like an infinite bits where he was doing that. That was the whole show. Him being all waifu. I need to.
He's in love with the idea of Emelia. Instead of
and there were a couple bits where it's like, okay, so at least there is some like. I don't want to say physical attraction, but there's some bonding going on, right? Like where she's like,
there is, but it's so clouded by all of
your head on my lap, right?
One.
Servant boy, you know. And that was all fine and good, but then
Rem had a monopoly.
Yeah, well, then he started to develop a relationship with Rem, right? And Rem was a much more a much deeper character, right? She wasn't one-dimensional the way that I don't want to say that I would call Emelia one-dimensional. She was a more complex character, bottom line, right? So, and the backstory between Rem and Ram was much more interesting, and
it wasn't. It kind of wasn't.
I liked the character a lot, right? I really liked Rem, and then the freaking scene where she freaking spills her guts to him, and I'm thinking like, there is no fucking way that this asshole is going to turn her down. There's just no fucking way, because he's legitimately spent more screen time with Rem than he has Emelia, right? Had more meaningful relationship moments with Rem, and then of course the thing I know is happening is like, I'm gonna have to say no.
I love you, Emelia.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I love Emelia, right?
Exactly. Why didn't he cut it off sooner?
He's like,
it's ironic though, because he literally gave the proposal. Let's run away together and live together.
I gotta tell you something. You know that thing I told you about how like I love you and stuff? Rem said that to me. Yeah, so I wasn't thrilled with that. Although I do think Rem is too good for him, you know. So
yeah,
in some ways, yeah. The thing is, Rem she was more turbulent in the first half, I guess you could say, and then once he saved me, then it's like, well, now I'm his I'm indebted to him, so I'm gonna suck up to him. But
I'll say this: it was deeply meaningful to I watched the entire show with my wife, and it was deeply meaningful to my wife and I during that bit when Rem is talking to him, as she describes her life basically being on hold, like time is frozen for her, because she's still living her whole life in the moment of her sister's sacrifice, right? And without going into too much detail about it, my wife has a very similar childhood in terms of damage that was done that she was stuck in until she met me and I pulled her out of it. you know, and it was extremely hard.
And then you said, "I love Emelia."
No, it was extremely hard for us to watch the scene because the damage that we escaped from, we're back in right now with where we live and going through what we're going through right now.
All I have to say is, I can use escape by death or whatever the thing is called.
Return by death.
Return by death.
Yeah. So I'm guessing I do. First of all, don't feel like this needs to be an isekai.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
No idea how that phone is still charged.
Yeah.
Second of all, third of all, you know, there's so many bits of this that are like, I bet you the light novels are great. You know, like Reese, have you read them by chance?
Well, you can listen to Hollow's entire reading. Oh wait, no, that's the web novels.
That's
said.
for Arc.
Yep, that's the web novel.
Yeah. Don't think I'm not interested, but I've got a long way to catch up to before I get there. And I hear that like 30 of them have been like copyright claimed and blocked worldwide.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so it's I'm really glad that I finally got to sit down and watch the show. And it's a damn shame that Funimation ruined those Blu-rays. Although I know that they've got the the new
non-director's cut.
Yeah, well, true. I did watch the director's cut, which was, I thought, I'm not quite sure what's going on there. There's 25 episodes, right?
Yeah, but the first episode was double length, so technically it's 26 in some ways.
Well, because what I was going to say is that the director's cut episodes, there was 13 of them.
Yep.
So it would have been 26, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that makes sense. Okay. I was gonna say, I guess there's enough extra footage that they could throw a whole extra thing in there, but no, I guess not.
I like the format of the double length episodes, but I didn't feel like the show gave me something to warrant. I don't know, having the full thing. In fact, it almost actually does it disservice because you have the cliffhanger in the middle of the episode, which is when it transitions to the next episode, and then it's resolved, and you're like,
I don't feel like the cliffhangers ended up in the middle of the episode as often as I thought they were going to be. Right? Like, yes, to a degree, obviously each episode has a cliffhanger, so to speak, to get you to come back next week.
Actually, you know what? The title cards, I think, interrupting that flow broke the immersion of, oh, this is one seamless experience. Like, the difference between a movie and watching like 4 or 3 episodes is that you have that tiny recap segment, you have the opening, the ending, the interruption of flow. So having a longer medium that's just like continuous adds this weird immersion. But those small details, adding them in, it breaks it.
Sucks it back out. Yeah, I mean, I liked the director's cut in the sense that I didn't have to stop to skip the ending or opening.
For sure.
But there were some issues with the show. I felt like it was really solid in the beginning. And then there were some bits where I feel like they either rushed through a part of the novel or drew out other parts of the novel, or like some bits just took fucking forever. Like, so to get back to my ideas here about Emelia, it's like things are going great between them, right? And then it's like, okay, they did an okay job making me understand dying fucking sucks. So nobody wants to do it. But there were some bits where I'm like, bro, you have failed so hard with Emelia. You need to just cut.
You need to die.
Like, just you fucked up hard. Jump off that cliff again. You know, like when he fucking invited himself to the goddamn
the thing
ceremony, right?
That was the worst thing that happened in the show, if you want my
exactly. And it's like that was the moment where the show lost me, like legitimately. Like I legitimately loved every minute of it. I liked how
you loved his obnoxious gamer speak and meta humor.
Gamer speak? What kind of gamer speak?
Well, by gamer speak, I'm talking about how he pulls every visual novel line out of thin air to be like, oh, it's so you want to. This is the moment where you put your head on my lap and stuff. Like he has so many moments of that, and then there's the meta humor of, oh, so this is when my XP gets, I don't know, something. Like inserts that so many times.
But
exactly, you'd have to ignore it to have that experience.
But for the story, I was enjoying myself from episode 1 all the way till basically that moment where she specifically says, "Stay here," and he's like,
I need to save her,
right? And it's like you get there, she immediately sees you, and you're like, "All right, time to die."
He's basically cheating. He's basically cheating by coming in with the other hoe.
Yeah, and, no, seriously. And my favorite part of the thing, like this is why I just am embracing how fucking stupid the show got at points. Is like, okay, well, there were some tropes in it that I absolutely hated, like, well, the whale has this weird ability to make people forget everybody, and so that sucks, and this person is gone, and I'm losing my mind, and then, okay, well, I survived, but then I died because of Puck, and then I come back, and we try it again. Oh, I failed twice in a row. Woe is me, I failed twice. It's unbeatable. And
then he has PTSD, and I'm like, why weren't you like that earlier if you really cared that much about the death? Otherwise, you'd be so refreshed and renewed.
That was after he watched Bottled Juice like destroy Rem, and then she like
no. It was during that playthrough that when he was kidnapped by Bottled Juice that he was just unable to speak, and he's like, I'm turbo PTSD, and it's like, dude, if you would have seen Rem and then been like, oh, thank God she's alive, I need to make this right. Or you would have already been traumatized, like after the second or third death. You'd be like, I can't take this dying thing.
Yeah, so he was Subaru was like a weird character. There were a lot of things that they did at the beginning, like his stupid like Saturday Night Fever pose. That like, okay, we made this joke twice, and everybody acknowledged it was not funny, so we stopped doing it. And then there was some weird stuff. Like for instance, his magical ability that was just like a Squid Ink smoke screen, right?
Yeah.
So okay, I'm drowning here with how tired I am. I'm trying to keep this together, but I'll say this. Okay, when the thing that Rem is specifically talking about when she says, "I was going berserk, couldn't think about anything but to destroy, and you saved me." Okay, does he or does he not destroy her horn in that scene?
They don't show it.
They don't show it, but they heavily imply it, right? With he goes to slash it, and he gets thrown off course, and then like whatever happens, and it launches him back.
They basically
now's
said,
my chance, make it count, and then I'm running away with Ram, right? And then it's
they basically imply. They said you have to hit her really firmly or whatever, and I was thinking, and then he used the sword, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna like kill her,
right? But yeah, so it's like I was under the impression that he fucked off her horn. I'm like, this is kill your damn self. Start over. Try again. This is so stupid.
My brother told me, like, I asked him because he told me ahead of time, like years ago. He's like, ReZero, I dropped it at episode like 18, and of course my friend who simped for the show said, oh, it's episode 19 when it gets good. I'm like, when it gets good? Why do I have to put through?
What happens
anyway,
in episode 19 other than Nezuko turning into a little baby when running away from
in episode 19, that's when Rem gives her confession and gets shot down. I'm like, why do? Isn't that a bad thing? But
that's where the whole show is like the pinnacle of its cuckening.
But anyway, the thing my brother was telling me is like. He should approach it like a speedrunner, a gamer. He finds the most efficient route each playthrough. Like as soon as he screws up, oh, kill myself. Keep going. Just like lean into it. Lean into the everything.
Well, here's what I would have done if I was Subaru. Okay, I've died 2 or 3 times, right? And I think, well,
Which he took 4 times to figure out he was in a loop to begin with, which is when my brother said, "This is he's stupid."
I'm in a save point where I have access to Betty. Here's what I say: "Hey Betty, is there a poison that will kill me almost instantly, painlessly?" "Oh, there is. Oh, I'm gonna keep that with me at all goddamn time. Fuck it, eat it. Dead. Cyanide tooth pill or whatever." Right, and then exactly what you described. You
just grind it away,
right? But one of the things I was telling Dan when we were talking about it yesterday was something that should have occurred in this show that didn't. That really I couldn't believe how long. Like when he dies. He probably only dies at most once an episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll go stretches of episodes without dying. And what I wanted to see was a fucking montage where it's like this moment, death, and it's just like die, wake up, die, wake up. Like so, you're just cutting to the part where he fails the next time, right? So it implies that he's living this day like 40, 50, 60 times, and you're just watching him come to the next plot point.
Right, I was waiting for the Steins Gate thing to happen where it actually feels like they earned the whole, I'm PTSD, this mental anguish. But he just kind of suddenly was like...
Yeah, it was pathetic and annoying, right?
And that whole arc was a complete waste of time. Like, by arc, I mean that single, playthrough.
Yes, and then it's the most annoying part about it is that the white whale did not seem important at all.
It was a plot device to move along the plot, which is why I was pissed off that they spent so much time on it.
Sheesh.
That's why I say it took 22 episodes to get good.
It sounded to me like when I was watching it. So it's based on a light novel. Not a visual novel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it felt to me like a fucking dating sim at that point when it's like, okay, so Russian chick and chick who weirdly also seems Russian, but in a communist Russian way. Like these two girls are now going to be falling for him for the white whale thing. I get it. We're setting up some bullshit that's going to happen later. Okay. But I don't care about this whale at all. And that fight went on for goddamn forever. And the only thing that actually meant anything about it was that it was erasing people from existence. And the whole goddamn thing is like, at the very fucking end, in the goddamn post-credits scene, when he says, "By the way, Emelia, Rem told me she likes me," and she's like, "Who the fuck is Rem, bitch?" It's like, okay, great.
That is a scene. That is part of the director's cut. That was not in their TV series.
Yeah, and it's basically effectively just setting up season 2. Right? So,
yeah.
So annoying. Honestly, the show fell apart after episode 12.
If you want my opinion, I thought, after he literally when my friend says it gets good at episode 19, he's ironically right in a different way.
I love how your interpretation of your friend, my friend, mocking voice. I can't wait to get the leaked footage of you talking to your real life friends.
And that's his actual
podcast
voice.
Co-hosts are like, "Well, the show is good because of this reason." Wings of bean, you.
But what is it? He was ironically right, but probably not in the way he intended, because he probably thought, waifu Rem best girl. But I thought it was better because Subaru was taking it himself seriously. Because in every playthrough, he'd dick around being like, waifu points. I need to get waifu points. And he'd be sucking.
Learned something. Hold on,
Yeah.
I got to stop you for a second. I learned something so funny. You know the Netflix show Dragon's Dogma?
I know of it.
I've heard the name.
I found out that in that game, they have a romance between the character you play as and somebody, right? And in Harvest Moon or games like that, where you talk to the girl, you throw plants and gifts and shit at her to get her hearts up in her diary so that you can ask her to marry you. So it effectively has something like that. But the game is coded so that no matter what, the person that you romance at like the cutscene is the person you talk to more than anybody else. So almost 100% of the time, players are playing the game, and all of a sudden, the sweaty ass old merchant comes in.
I remember talking about this.
I just found out about it like 2 weeks ago or so.
I swear to God, I've heard this.
Because they got the sweaty old merchant up so high?
No, because you always talk to the merchant to sell your gear and stuff.
Okay,
you know, so you talk to that NPC more than anybody else. So when the romance scene comes, like that fucking character comes into the scene all like seductive and sultry. You know. Oh
my God.
Anyway,
I swear we've talked about this before.
We probably have, but you know what? I've got such a bad memory lately with how much I'm taking on. I just like in one ear and out the other. I have this weird deja vu sense where almost every experience that I have in life, I feel like I had it already, right? Like a weird feeling of familiarity with it. And like every time I see a movie, it's like, I feel like I've seen this movie before. It's like I'm literally watching it opening night, you know, kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but it's really irritating to live this life. But yeah, anyway, yeah, sorry to interrupt you, FTM.
That's all right. The waifu points. The thing is, he was taking himself seriously after that point. He was like, okay, I need to actually like make an active effort, an earnest effort to make things right this time. And, you know, I can actually appreciate what he's doing instead of just, oh my God, he's insufferable because he won't shut up about how, oh, you my waifu. So problem is, as soon as that happens, it's like whale time, and I'm like, so after whale time,
the show goes wrong.
So after that, 22 and after, they deal with the cult and everything, and the thing is that they're getting to the plot and they're making an earnest effort. So it's like, there you go. I'm good with that. So it was only like 4 episodes that I'd consider, I guess, good. Like the initial. When it got started, the show, I didn't like. I liked where it was going, like I didn't mind that at all. But I hated Subaru because he was so unbelievably annoying and stupid. But yeah. Anyway, what were you saying?
So I want to, you know, what we should do real quick. So we've watched this show. We should watch Tales of Fantasia. Or Tales of Zestiria the X or whatever, and watch a show that is kind of like this, but without the isekai element, and see if we like the characters. Because I feel like if we do that, we're kind of watching Record of Lodoss War. By the way, Grand Crest War. When are we going to do this? I'm literally in that watch club on my rewatch. Actually, I just got through the prison school one. Beautiful podcast. I love that one. I can't believe Augie boiled that entire show down to. I just couldn't get into the prison genre. It's like, come on. Prison genre. The whole thing takes place in a prison. It's like, what's the real critique? Anyway, but I want to address some chats real quick. So Lance says, I remember the whale arc. It was so not intense. And I don't exactly remember the full context, but I do not remember how the whale was introduced.
In the fog randomly. That's how.
No. The whale is introduced verbally at some point, right?
As like
then you see it in the fog. Yeah, you see it in the fog, and you're like, who fucking cares? It's a fucking whale. It's not even attacking you, you know? And then it's like, oh no, Ren
disappeared.
And it's like, okay, right, well, go fucking jump off the cliff, eat your poison, you know, whatever. Yeah, so it was done. Moving on real quick.
Now Reese would know this, but my prediction is that in the next season or eventually they'll get to a point where he's in a death loop like the end of Futurama, where it's like like within 10 seconds of spawning, he's in a life or death situation.
So so you remember I described the die, wake up, die, wake up, die, wake up. What has done that better than any other franchise is Asshole Mario. Have you seen that?
No.
So like before Mario Maker was a thing, people were hacking the game and creating their own levels. And there's this one thing that it's the English like
I thought
title
that was,
for it.
Are you talking about Super Mario Frustration, that video or whatever?
Well, the video is titled Asshole Mario or something, and it's like the levels are so fucking hard that like as soon as it looks like it's going to be an easy jump, the character goes to jump and he hits an invisible coin and falls into the hole, kind of thing.
It's basically those impossible game type.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult. And then what they'll do for those videos is you watch the whole course, but what you'll do is you watch the character and he gets here and then he dies, and then it shows him dying like 30 more times at a previous part that he already did, and then you see him get past it, right? And that was what I wanted to see with this, right?
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Like that's what I wanted to see. And then Lance, with an incorrect spelling of Emelia, it's all right, I'll let it slide, says Emelia is best girl. Emelia
Lance has a grammar Jew pass because of his vision. He can't see the keys well.
Emelia is not best girl, in my opinion. I've almost woken up to the waifuism, the waifu harem. With Rem and Ram. Rem did not seem complex to me. It seemed pretty cut and dry.
The thing is with Rem, when I saw
Rem was more complex in terms of how she interacted with Subaru. Not just the backstory. The backstory is one thing, but Emelia's got a pretty complex backstory too, in the half elf thing and all that. But in terms of how Rem acts with Subaru, Rem had more than one face, right? She was not immediately kind to him. She distrusted him. She literally kills him in the beginning, right? And so her warming up to him meant a lot more than fucking Emelia finding him in the stupid alleyway and saying like, "I'm not gonna save you." Save. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like that was just. I felt like it was a relationship that had trials and tribulations and was earned. Right? Versus the Emelia thing is almost like the whole "oh my goddess" shtick that I hate, right? So
to be fair, what is it? What's his face again? Subaru. He went through his own trials to save her and all that stuff from all the whatever. So technically it's hit on the burns on him, I guess you could say, for all the trials, whereas Rem the burn was more on her, right? Or wait, no, Subaru did the same thing. He's the one who saved her. But with Emelia, the thing is, the one waifu genre is the I don't know how to put it besides like the perfect waifu genre, where it's like she has all the likable qualities. It's like she's such a kind whatever soul and everything, and it's more on Subaru that he's always screwing up, and then when he gets what gets called out in episode 13 or whatever, and then exiled, it's up to him to, I guess, prove himself back. But I personally think that Emelia would have grown a lot stronger if she had parallel runtime with Rem.
Yeah, so I think well, real quick, what happened to our special guest? I'm talking to him right now. Yeah, so this is absolutely not on Hollow. I literally contacted him 5 hours before the show because I wasn't sure we were going to do a show tonight. But I looked at the clock and realized, or the calendar, and realized that next week is going to be Mother's Day, or Piccolo Day, as it's also known, May 9th. And so I'm probably not going to be present for that podcast because it's going to require my wife to actually acknowledging all the abundance of stuff she does for the family. So I want to make sure that I didn't want to go 2 weeks without a podcast. especially because we are losing one of the tallest spikes in our watch club for the past
Well,
year.
Daddy can be out for the week, and Reese and I will get all the super chats and simps.
I want you guys to continue to have a show. And it's also why I've decided that it's literally why tonight I bought 𝙥𝙬𝙚𝙚𝙚 season 2, because we're gonna have to do both seasons for me to be here for the watch club. So I'll be here the week after that. But I want to make sure that I'm clear for that week, because I don't want to be here when I'm demonstrating my wife's value to her. So anyway, I super busy. Saw Mortal Kombat last night. Like usage of my time has been crazy. Got something approved for work today, and then spent all this time rendering it, and then it failed because of a font it didn't think I had. So it's been a day. It's been a whole weekend. So anyway, also because my coworker guy was in New York because his dad died, and he was with his mom. So I was doing everything by myself. Also, I ran over a light pole, so that was a thing that happened. That was great. I feel wonderful about that. Someone gave up their horn to protect your wife. Okay. Yes. I must have phrased it weird, and that's what you're addressing. This being an isekai is at times lost on me. Yeah, the only thing that they utilize from it being an isekai
is the phone.
The only thing is the fucking phone. That is it. That is
the
only thing. And
did
my
you notice?
thing was when they're like the clothes that you came in here couldn't be repaired, and it's like, oh, so he's not going to wear the stupid tracksuit. Next scene, fucking tracksuit.
I knew you were going to hate the tracksuit. You're like, the one thing you can do to make me instantly not like a character is wear a tracksuit or something.
Which is hilarious, because I don't know why that's all my friggin' in-laws buy for my kids to wear. Full body tracksuits. The Italian meme is real. The Guido, anyway.
I mean, old man, you're basically like, that's probably what people would categorize it as.
I don't know if you are familiar with RHYS or not, but that's the plot to it. It's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day if doing. Oh, see, okay. So that was the other thing. I'm trying to get to a point here, but I wanted to get through some chats. So I'm going to come back to the Groundhog Day thing here. Jason Sal says Star Wars 7. I feel like I've seen this before. Yes, this is in reference to me talking about that constant deja vu feeling. Damn you, Cat Mario and Unfair Mario. I know I've seen in comics they are literally redoing classic storylines. They are so bereft of new ideas. They are redoing old ones. Yes. I just want an isekai with a character that constantly isekais and has to deal with the changes. That'd be freaking. I was telling my wife actually, real quick. She was talking about this story she's enjoying, where the character is getting isekai'd into books that she's already read, right? So she has all this power because she knows how the story plays out and everything. And I was telling my wife, I think it'd be really funny if you were to take an old show that was beloved at one time, right? And you isekai that show. So the audience knows that eventually, to use this one as an example, it's a terrible example, but the audience knows that Rem is about to have her heart broken, right? So the isekai character knows this.
Goes into ReZero.
Yeah, he goes into ReZero, and imagine how different the story would play out, because the character goes into ReZero. He knows that the other isekai character has the return by death thing. So when something goes wrong, he just fucking kills Subaru.
He has the bright idea to bring Glock with him.
To what?
He has the bright idea to bring Glock with him.
Bring a Glock, okay.
But
I heard that as bring a cloth, and I'm like, what, for like chloroform? Anyway.
But what if he says he can return by death? Does he die? Like, what happens?
Ooh. No, I think that's more something.
Okay, hold up. First of all, Random Lemon says live, die, repeat. Yes, it is a much closer live, die, repeat / Edge of Tomorrow / all you need is kill clone, in the sense that is also based on video games and restarting and at a save point. And
other Groundhog anime include When They Cry.
Christopher Bark says, hello all, I'm late. Anyone hear the Phase 4 MCU stuff?
Yes.
Referring to old man, is he referring to DC Comics? Because I would agree. Bruh, you're talking about the live action movies of comics that were written in like the 70s. He's talking about both. FCU Phase 4. Death metal felt like Crisis on Infinite Multiverse boring. Well, I don't know what that's
What's
all
death
about.
metal? Is this a superhero?
I have no idea. But back to this comment about no, not that one. This one. So here's okay. So the thing I liked about ReZero when it started was the fact that the story follows. It utilizes its plot point, right? It utilizes Return by Death and all these different things effectively.
Yeah, it doesn't do Giorno. Just use your inflict their damage once and then that's it.
Yeah, well, sure, but then as the story progresses, they start to deviate from, I guess, the gimmick of the show, and they start to try to make the show something generic, in a way.
Well, I think that's all because they got rid of the imminent conflict, and they're in a, I guess you could say, peaceful times until the next.
Sure,
Jesus.
sure. But that's the problem with that is that Subaru is such a pussy that when things go bad during peaceful time, he won't off himself and reset. You know, granted, he might reset a month back. I don't know, but the thing is that when you're in that moment, like as the audience member, it's like the most exciting thing happens in this long stretch is something you already knew was going to happen, which is freaking Felt comes back, the thief girl, right? Like that was the most obvious thing in the history of the show, that she was going to become a candidate for princess ruler or whatever. And my favorite thing about that whole thing is that they are all the worst goddamn rulers, in the sense that the guys in that place have to pick one of them. And fucking Emelia's like, I want to have a diverse and inclusive kingdom for everybody. And it's like, bitch, you are talking to the proletariat right now. They don't want it to be equal, okay? You're making the worst sales pitch ever, right? And then everybody else is like, well, I can't be satisfied with anything. I want to have the whole country. You know, it's like, oh, and then I'll get into the next point. So one of the things that I actually really appreciated about the show, and I just want to be clear that overall I really liked the show. Okay, I thought it went downhill, especially with the whale bit. That like whole thing, I just started to really lose interest in it. I mean, I was interested in the fog bit, like the sort of mystery box element of why are they no longer remembering Rem's existence and all that. But I was starting to lose my interest because that went on for way too long. They dragged that out way too goddamn long. And it seemed like he should have been able to take it on with fewer people because half the people just stood there and shit their pants the whole time. What was I talking about?
Damn it, how did I forget what you were talking about too?
This is a bad time.
All I was going to say is that being an isekai, he doesn't seem to care about going home or even addressing,
doesn't care at all. Yeah, which they finally do address when he talks about the fact is like, I've wasted my life playing video games. I'm 15 goddamn years old and I've done.
Yeah, but he never said, oh, I miss home. He didn't even address like in No Game No Life. He didn't say, home sucks. This is pretty cool. You know, we need some acknowledgement. That's all I want.
Well, the other thing is that like, so the show slowed down, but before it slowed down, was like it's going into the part where I remember. Okay, so one of the things to be fair, one of the things that I really liked about the show is that the bits of knowledge that he did pick up, he utilized, right?
Yeah,
and he effectively pivoted from a previous run through of the arc. Right.
I feel like if he didn't, then it would waste the respawn, which is why the one respawn where he was traumatized was useless because he literally accomplished nothing. And it's like you might as well just skip to the next.
So yeah, and in fact, that was how I was able to get through them not doing the montage of him like, well, time to just kill myself and start over here. It was that he was, you know what? There's always something more I can learn before I die, right? But you always kind of risk like what is actually holding the return by death to the save point.
Yeah, exactly, because it's arbitrary until further notice.
Well, because it's like, okay, look, if it were me, if I was in his shoes, I would have said, okay, the second something I do not want to live without gets taken from me or whatever, I'm chewing on that cyanide pill, right?
Yeah, because the only thing he couldn't undo was being a complete ass in that council room or whatever.
Well, but it's just like freaking, okay, so Ram dies, Emelia dies, whoever. The second that happens, all right, time to reset, because I don't want to take one more step and enter the next save point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in case that.
And then you're
save point.
You can't undo it, And It also seems incredibly stupid. So it seems like the witch gave him this ability on purpose in order to protect Emelia or act as a trap to track Emelia, or I don't know. It's weird that he's got this ability, I hope that
he's brought into the world somehow.
Yeah, also brought in for no damn reason. I can't wait till the final episode when he wakes up in the hospital bed.
It was just a dream.
Tokyo. Oh, I got hit by that truck. Fuck, outside that convenience.
I made a prediction. What is it? That Emelia, the first time around, was either possessed by the witch who was causing Subaru's death loop, or in the first timeline, Emelia didn't actually exist, and that was the actual witch who started the loop and replaced her. Her
name was
Satella, which is the name of the witch.
Of the witch.
Because why would she give that of all names?
And then Puck is
her father, I guess. That was so confusing, and I pointed out as well in my billion tweets is that frickin' Puck suddenly starts referring to her as his daughter after you hear it for the first time after he yeets Subaru's head off. I'll say when Subaru went to that got his frickin' head yeeted off by ginormous Puck. And then the credits rolled. There was something so cathartic about that. I'm like, dude, if it just ends here, like the whole series, I'm like, there'd be something weird. This weird feeling. Like I didn't dislike it, but
it'd be something watching that week to week and just having that be the cliffhanger. It's like, fuck me.
Well, cliffhanger, you'd be like, is the show over?
No, you got to wait a week just to think, just any kind of continuation.
Any of these shows that are popular and like to abuse cliffhangers, they're probably terrible to watch week to week.
Watching season 2 was awesome, but awful at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I didn't sit down and watch just one episode. I sat down and watched like 8 episodes. Had dinner, then watched like 2 more episodes, and then like I basically not. I guess I wouldn't say 8 episodes. I watched
16?
Almost the entirety of the Watch Club that I was supposed to do by last podcast in one night with my wife. Then I came back the night before the podcast again, or the night before, and watched the rest of it. And I would not have wanted to have to wait week to week for this show. And you were talking about
I would have
how,
just completely lost steam because after he made a complete ass out of himself, I felt like a lack of motivation to watch it more because like I had
you're like, I don't want to root for this dumb shit,
Well, it was like I had to put off finishing the series for another day, and I was like, man, I'm not really feeling like picking it up. Like before, it's not as if I was like on the edge of my seat, like, oh, what's gonna happen next? But I was like into it. I'm like, okay, I want to see what happens next. But then that happened, and I'm like, I kind of lost faith in humanity.
So Christopher Barker, real quick, says I ended up tearing off the cover art on the manga I got because they put the library stuff on it. I was pissed. I don't blame you for being pissed. That's bullshit.
Is it Amazon or did you buy it from the library? Because if it's Amazon, you just say, bitch.
It's probably in eBay. But if it was Amazon, definitely send that shit back.
Whoever it is, say, bitch, you can't do this to me and get a refund.
Old Man says regarding the Phase 4 MCU stuff, Isn't Phase 4 supposed to be incredibly woke, and Marvel is heading off criticism by using old audio from Stan Lee to make a CG video blaming it on Comicsgate?
What?
And then, I wouldn't put it past him. Christopher Barker says, explain to me, old man, what's woke about Phase 4? What, a diverse cast? If that's all,
probably.
Well, how dare a film franchise have more than just white guys? Just going to point out that old man didn't say anything about diverse cast. But
I wouldn't put it past that being a thing.
I would say that Marvel's been woke since freaking Brie Larson telling white males not to see her movie or whatever.
To be clear though, I don't have a problem if there happens to be a diverse cast, but when it's Marvel, they're putting the diversity before the movie.
Right.
And then Jason South wants to know our thoughts on Madoka movie 4. I can't remember if I saw movie 1. I have to watch. I wouldn't mind doing Madoka for a watch club.
I need to watch it. I've owned it.
It's good. I remember being blown away by the ending, like when it finally got all the way through it, and just being like, "Fuck, that was great." But I can't remember if it was the movie. I don't know if I've seen the movies. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Isn't the first
the first two are recap movies,
and the third one is what?
Sequel.
Oh wow!
I can't remember if I've seen it then. But look, I'm looking forward to it for movie 4, but I absolutely positively cannot go into it without rewatching the originals because that would be a disservice to my fond memories of it because I don't remember anything about it. I remember this is like I was talking about, like my memory is like literally watch like I said, I've seen I've done 2 first impressions in the last 2 weeks, and I got out of Mortal Kombat and we got to the car and I'm just thinking to myself, I don't remember a single thing I just saw. So it's getting pretty bad. But
it could have just been that bad a movie.
Well, look, I think I actually liked it more than Demon Slayer, if I'm being honest. Now, I want to quote, Dan sent me this thing today. It says, breaking news, the actor who played Kano in the new Mortal Kombat has been hospitalized due to back pain that he sustained from carrying the whole movie. Because his character was so great, and the rest of the cast was awful bad. Some of the characters, real quick, look so pathetic. Like Shang Tsung in the original 90s movie, like I believed that guy was a ruler of a dark realm, right? Shang Tsung in this one looks like the guy you hire to go pretend to be a Power Ranger at a kid's birthday party, right? Like he looks pathetic. Anyway, but so thoughts on movie 4. So anyway, what I was trying to get at with the memory thing, literally the only thing I remember of Madoka is like the dark elements, the ending, which I won't spoil, and that she has the second best anime mom of all. And then Old Man said, all I'm saying is fans of the Marvel movies are used to the classic characters. If they introduce new characters, they have to be good / entertaining. The color of their skin is irrelevant. So I'll just say, like, the problem with what they're doing is that I think it's a disservice to a diverse audience if you just take an existing character and change them and basically tokenize them, right? Rather than create a character, because there's plenty of fucking great, diverse superheroes like Blade, Spawn, Static Shock, to name like the black ones, for example.
What about
there's
Asian
plenty
superheroes?
No, there are no good Asian superheroes, unfortunately. That's a tragedy. But One Punch Man. So I think I have to agree that the issue isn't so much that the characters are a different I just turned on my computer by accident with my foot.
They're doing effectively whitewashing, but color washing.
Yeah, they're doing it backwards, and they're doing it to appease the crowd that would rip your head off if you had did it the other way, right? And it's like, come on, like, have some consistency. And then Christopher Barker says, "Old man, we've had the classic characters for 10 years. I'm not one of those people going, oh my God, I need Iron Man in every movie in order to care. That's stupid." I don't think anybody made that statement. Bought it from the library.
Well, actually, that might be a better thing because you can show them the damn book and be like, "Yo, this ain't right."
But it's a library copy. It's got the stickers and the stamps and stuff. So
it's got the laminate on the barcode spine.
Yeah, Brie Larson didn't say white guy shouldn't see movies. That's not what she said. I was paraphrasing. Brie Larson only said we need more diverse people reviewing films. Bring more chairs to the table.
I'm pretty sure there was a more direct line that was saying.
Here's the thing.
White reviewers.
Nobody is stopping diverse, quote unquote, diverse people from reviewing films. Nobody's holding them back. There's nobody gatekeeping them from starting a YouTube channel or a blog or any of those things. No, that doesn't exist.
And I don't think that Brie Larson saying. I don't think Brie Larson saying we need more diverse people is going to encourage them. Like, oh, you know what? I should go watch it. You know, they'd be interested anyway.
And to be fair, there is a statement of her specifically telling a group of people not to see her film.
Yeah, it's like white movie reviewers or something like that. I don't remember. So anyway, regardless, I don't want to get off in the weeds on some Marvel / DC discussion.
This is an anime podcast, so how you know.
The best mom is the mom in Erased is number one mom in anime.
Well, I'd have to watch that.
And why is it Sanae? No, who's Sanae?
From what?
I don't get this reference. Best mom. He said second best. Who's first best?
No, I'm saying Sanae from what? You have to cite your source, Jason.
Yeah.
You have to cite your milk.
It's gonna be funny when it turns out to actually be the mom.
While we're up to date,
open my tweet in private chat.
So so let me see.
You can open my tweet in private.
What's up?
Open my tweet in the private chat or whatever, and then
from Clanad? I don't know. Let's see. Oh wow! Yeah, I got it. All right, I got your tweet.
Novel full of tweets.
Well, I mean, for now we can cover this one. I don't know if we're doing like a part 2, and I can, like, if I read these tweets, I'm gonna try to read all of them first, then expand after. No, it's just a picture.
Okay.
Ram and Rem are two very different types of horny. Because my brother, the way he sold me on Rem and Ram, he told me he liked Ram better, but then he found out that she was basically getting banged by the old guy, he said, or whatever. So that's
we don't have proof of that.
We don't, but it is kind of unsettling that she's like
that she's getting railed by the KKK leader.
That's
actually, I think we found out that wasn't who this was.
It isn't. Well, it looked like that in the flashback.
It sure did, right?
The thing that's weird is the thing I don't like about that flashback is that they were suddenly in the mansion. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You weren't murdered by those KKK members? Like, what happened? There's too much of a blank there. But that was my joke. Rem and Rem are two very different types of horny. Because Rem has the actual horn and Rem is horny. Or Rom. She's also
her name it was weird because it should have been in Japanese. It should be Ram, right?
Ramu.
And they were calling her Ram, right? But the reason it shouldn't be Ram is because there was the old guy that was Felt's like guardian whose name was Ram, right? So yeah, I don't know. That way they pronounce things in the show is kind of weird. But also, I didn't see a single one of these tweets until you brought them.
I'm so glad you didn't because I made like 40.
well, you win this week's promotion.
Well, if there's ever a time that Spiffing Brit made a video on exploiting our systems, it would have been the equivalent of this. It's like, all right, let's exploit how many tweets I can make before I'm a billionaire.
Okay, so here's the thing: you can't because it goes on the square root.
I know, it's a joke.
So for the audience, I wanted to figure out a way to incentivize us to promote the show, and one of the ways you can do that, it's effectively using the hashtag, right? And one of the ways that the host can do that is talking about the Watch Club. And it's a great method because it gets you talking about it during the week, which means that you're thinking about it during the week, which means that you come to the show with more concrete, thought out, ideas on the show. And so the problem is that it's like a couple of podcasts is like, 240 tweets on that show, huh? There would be some parts where we had a lot, and it was difficult to it was throwing off the scales significantly in some instances, and it makes it difficult to climb back up from zero. So what I tried to do is I wanted it so that if you did one tweet, that tweet was worth 1 point, all the way up to 5 tweets, right? So 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, and then your 6th tweet becomes, so this is like total
diminished.
1 through 5 is only worth 1 full point, right? That's all you get is 1 point. You're not getting 5 points. It's not 1 point each. It's just that you get, if you post any sort of promotion, you get a point for that week, right? That's how we worked it out. I wanted to make it so that if you did 2 or 3 points, it's like, that's great, but like you only actually have to do 1, so that if you at least did 1, you have a decent amount of points. Now, if you get to the 6th tweet, that's 1.2 points, right? So effectively, each tweet or each type of promotion, not just tweets, is worth 0.2 points. So 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1 total, right? That's how it worked out. But that's already getting fucking ridiculous with some of the higher numbers. So what we ended up doing, I figured out in my Excel sheet, is using the square root, because then the square root of 1 is 1, right? And so it's got severe diminishing returns once you get into the tweets of like, I did 1,000 tweets this week kind of thing, to where like that's effectively like you're going up fractions of a fraction at that point. Anyway, now that the audience understands our entire pyramid scheme, we can,
your whole money-making scheme.
So also, Christian Barks says now the library would say, so effectively it is. And when you buy something from the library, they're selling it to you under the understanding that it's a fucking piece of shit that 1,000 people have rented out, and it's got tape and like bubble gum and snot and stuff in it. So unfortunately.
It's the one this is the one volume of the manga with that one fat guy jerked off into the pages, and that's why they got to get rid of it.
I will say this though, I have a tip video on the channel on adhesive removal from like 7 years ago now, and that video, if you use Gugon, it will make it more likely that you won't tear your covers.
No, with all the paper material in that,
definitely be careful with it. What I would do is I would put it on a cotton ball, and then I would carefully just get a little bit of it on the actual sticker and just put it on the sticker and let it sit for a while. Then gently prod it with your thumbnail, see if it starts to come up. If it doesn't, then apply more, and then just kind of like do that little by little, trying to let it dry so it doesn't actually seep into the paper and everything and start running the colors and whatnot, which for the most part it shouldn't. It should not, unless the quality of the print is fucking ass, in which case you would want to have bought it new anyway.
To answer his question on Ear Gear, yes, it does have omnibuses, but I think they discontinued them after Volume 6, and the only way to complete it is by getting the individual volumes after that point, which is stupid.
I made this joke too when I was watching the show, but the rum is always gone. I was waiting for Rim to show up to lick Roswell's butthole with Rim. Why is Rum always gone? And does the Air Gear manga have omnibuses? Okay, you just answer that one. All right, guys. I have work tomorrow. Believe it or not, I have to.
Do you want to do a part 2 with Hollow?
Yeah. So what I told Hollow was because I'd still like for him to join us at some point, and hopefully when he does join us, I am not pressed for time, and hopefully things start to get a little bit better. By the way, I mentioned this like 2 podcasts ago that things were really stressful because of a specific project I was working on. That project should be finished and sent off by tomorrow night. So I should be out of that specific one. And I'm hoping that there's going to be more of the stuff I started with that is like pretty easy. And I can actually finish it in under the quoted time that they're paying me. And I can actually start to accumulate not $30 an hour, but closer to the amount I actually asked for, which would be great because I'm currently in deficit. But yeah, that'll start to make things a little bit easier. Of course, the other job is going to start getting a little bit more complicated and more time consuming. And of course, it's extremely hot in California where I'm working, so I feel drained when I get home. But anyway, yeah, hopefully Hollow can join us. And I told him that we would jump on season 2 at some point. So I figure as soon as that, Blu-ray or whatever, or is at least pre-orderable, we'll jump on that, especially if we can get those director's cut episodes. Anyway, Golden Kamui is next. I will probably not be joining us next podcast. So Lance and Weaburger / Random 11 / Greenline 743 / anybody else who is there. By the way, E Castro, if you watch this after the fact, I need you. I figured out how to add you to the group. I forgot that I have to do it by giving you the role that's automatically added to the group, which is how I got Hollow into that group today. So I need your Discord ID so I can get you in there. But anyway, that's all from me. Do you guys have anything you want to say before we wrap things up?
Suck it.
Also, Random 11 was noting how fast the podcast went. It's only 3.5 hours in. So there you go. Yeah, yep. There you go.
So we're not actually going to be having the Watch Club discussion next week. We'll be doing like the full 2-season Golden Kamui the following.
I suspect, yes. That's what I'm. I was going to do it next week, but the thing is that if we're going to go straight into like just doing season 1, then what we end up having. It becomes troublesome where we didn't tell people what the next show would be. So we're going to do Golden Kamui for 2 weeks now. So we do season 1, season 2, and I will do my darn best to get the poll up on the Patreon.
I have 2 ideas after you're done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can discuss those, but I want to get that poll up there so that people can. No,
I'm not saying for like immediate. I'm just saying like so. The first idea is we could theoretically watch the 2 ReZero OVAs for like I guess a lighter watch club week if we want, and then we can use that as an excuse to
see how that goes. Yeah,
I guess that might be a part 2 of the discussion of season 1 because I was holding back, and B. I could use it as an excuse to speed on my full tweet wall.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure that out at some point. I really need to get some rest, just because like I've been getting very little of it, if you can tell by my eyes, lately. So I would like to come back to this. I kind of want to rewatch the show, to be honest. Maybe at like 2 times speed, just to kind of refresh my memory, just because it's been kind of weird the way the show unfolds. When you've got like for instance, I was telling you that when you see boiled goose get yeeted by the flame, the oil that he throws on him, and then uses Julius's like fire spirit. I said that he threw that book at him, but he didn't get it during that timeline. But then I was thinking back on it really hard. I'm like, oh, maybe he fucking did. I don't even remember. I don't remember what timeline it was. I guess he couldn't have, because he had it when he fought the girl, but he only had it when he fought the girl because they had already killed Brokeback Moose or whatever his name was. So anyway, I don't know. I'd like to sit down
Potential
and
plot
rewatch
hole
it.
there.
Well, I know. I actually think that they did resolve it because I think that was from the version of it where God, I don't even know. I don't know. I have to rewatch it. I have to rewatch it to find out. I think it was a plot hole. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna just like babble incoherently until we end it. So I'm gonna go ahead and
before you cut it off, just for record, how much manga do you own?
More than you would think. How much have I read? Less than you would think. I have most of Berserk. I have I was up to date with Berserk in 2014. So I have all the way to 34.
Oh, you're up to date because he never makes manga anymore.
Yeah, right. So I had quite a bit of it. I still have it, of course, but Berserk. See, the reason I own a lot of manga is because my wife owned a lot of manga and we got married, right? So I have a lot of shoujo series. And then my wife's best friend growing up moved to Georgia, and she also had a lot of manga, lots of yaoi, which we gave away. But she gave us her whole collection because she couldn't take it with her. So so I've got a considerable bit. I'm trying to think of the actual ones that I like. If I could pull up my Anime Planet real quick because I've read at least some of pretty much all of the shows or the manga that I did have. Oh, that's great. I'm not logged in. Logged in. We'll end it with that. Did I put Haven't Heard of Sakamoto on there? On the list? I don't think I did. Shit. Okay, I gotta add that.
Here's the other goes.
My Persona 5 shipped, so I want that to be a potential watch club, but at the same time,
okay.
It's complicated.
So here's the manga that I have marked as read. I've read All You Need Is Kill, the one volume. I've also read the light novel, which is fucking great, better than the manga. The light novel for The Harsh Mistress of the City, Part 1 and 2 of Attack on Titan. Japan, which is by Kentaro Miura. King of Wolves, which is also by Kentaro Miura. Petite Cassette, which has 2 volumes. And Razafon, which had 3 volumes. Those are the ones in my red category. Reading, that means that I at least started it. Berserk, Bakemonogatari, Blood Plus, Claymore, I have read quite a bit of. Gunsmith Cats, Hellsing, I read at least 1 volume of. I was collecting the Lupin. I don't think I've actually sat down and read any of them. Rose and Maiden, I did read a bunch of. And then the rest of these I was collecting just because I was also collecting the show at the time. But I do have significantly more than this. Let's see. I don't know if I have one. I do have a bunch I want to read. But these are legitimately things that I wanted to read, like Ajin and Blade of the Immortal and all that. Stalled? I don't think there's anything.
Black Sack?
Apparently I've stalled deers. I don't fucking know. I shouldn't have dropped anything and I shouldn't have won't read anything. Nope. All right. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's what I have. That's what I've at least marked, right, for this stuff. And you'll notice that when you look at my profile, that my years spent on anime or whatever is at 7 months and my 20 hours of manga. All right, so there's quite a discrepancy there. Anyway, I've also read a bunch of Inuyasha, but it was random volumes, not in order, because they were just they came with the figure I bought or whatever. Anyway, and then if you remember, I used to have this amazing backdrop with all these bookcases, and then I had to get rid of the bookcases. So all the stuff's in storage. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and I will see you. That's not a good way to end this. I will see you guys next week. Or actually, I won't. I probably won't. I'm too tired. Anyway, talk to you later. I almost left the studio instead of ending the broadcast. All right, bye.